Hey yo, what's good, man? We are back with another episode of the Real Rap Coalition podcast, man. And today we came to bring y'all the episode brought to you by OG Trey for the first time in I don't know how long.
Hey man, it might be like 6 to 8 months, man. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we ain't did a Trey movie since No Remorse, nigga. That was shit. Fuck. What was that, like the first 3 months of this podcast?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
had to
know.
be like probably like episode 8 or some shit. That shit was way back.
Nigga, we on episode 41, nigga.
Oh yeah, that's nuts, nigga. What's that? 20, 23 weeks ago, nigga? That's 4 months.
No, nigga, I said 41, not 31.
Oh yeah, that's 33 weeks ago. That's crazy, nigga. That's 6 months, ain't it?
Ain't you the math nigga, bro?
Yeah, you're right.
really
It's a long time ago. Oh yeah.
All right, man. A bunch of niggas pulling up, man. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, man. So my name's Showtime Slim. Who else we got in the building?
Man, you already know the movie recommendation nigga himself, OG Trey. Went from never showing up to never missing. Tell your bitch back in the kitchen, and we lit.
Yo, he's 2 for 2.
They got a new slogan.
He's 2 for 2 right now.
After that last shit stopped working, you nigga had to get in. He had to go back to the lab.
Hey, I came out with a bomb, nigga. We lit.
He had to revise it.
I bet you he got like 3 more for the next month, bro.
Who are
Just in
you?
case.
Introduce yourself. Who are you? Nah, nigga got stage fright. How niggas always get stage fright when it's time to
ain't know who
introduce
you was
themselves,
talking
bro?
to.
That nigga been
Come on, man.
in 40 episodes. Now he shook.
Hey, it's Black Roos, man. Yeah.
Bob, you ain't been here in a while, so what you do right here on this part is you say your name.
Oh yeah, my fault, bro. It's been a while. Yo, Bob Celeste, bobceleste.bandcamp.com. New beat tape function out now. Appreciate anybody fuck with it. Good to be
Did you
back.
get your setup
plug,
underwater
shameless plug.
since you left?
Let's get it. Oh yeah.
You got an underwater setup?
Aquarium right
Hey,
now.
man,
Yeah,
shout
I'm
out Bob Celeste, big lawyer.
That nigga never used to sound like this. This nigga used to have a clear ass mic.
Yeah, I'm swimming. My fault.
You good?
Big Lordy
Lordy Lord.
man. Let's do it. Big Lordy Lord. What's up with y'all niggas? I good?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
All right, man. John was here a minute ago, man. He probably popped back in here. But yeah. So today's movie was brought to you by Trey, man. Trey, tell us what we got and tell us why you picked it, bro.
Salute. So today we got 2001's Hardball, starring Keanu Reeves and a bunch of badass black kids. I picked this movie ultimately just to kind of break what I thought was going to be a chain of movies, considering the pattern that was going. I had a couple other movies in mind, but I didn't want to put us in like a too consistent pattern. So I just went with something that was like way off base from what we were doing. And it's a movie that I grew up fond of, right? But I watched it maybe a month or so ago, and with my adult eyes viewed it a lot differently than I did growing up. So I was just curious, like I wonder what other adults might think about Hardball today. So it was like, that's kind of really what the idea was when we suggested that.
Okay. All right. So yeah, man. Let's get into it. Roots, you doing the cast today or not?
I forgot about the cast, but I do have a question while I pull up this cast. Is this the original White Savior movie?
Okay, break down
Probably
break down
is,
White
bro.
Savior
I
movie.
think it is.
So Freedom Riders, Blind Side.
Blindside.
So basically, a white person comes to a person or persons of urban lifestyle, and they come save them from their urban lifestyle, and they give them a better life and a better opportunity and all of that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, white knight ass shit. Is this the
I'm-
first movie of that?
I'm gonna
I
say
doubt it,
no,
but-
ultimately because them kids still poor, right? So like you feel me? Like Michael Orr in The Blind Side, he got to a better life. They hooked radio up with like a lifetime of like assistance and shit like that. You know, like these niggas just played baseball for the summer and like they back to being poor. Like you feel me?
Niggas
So
on
like,
the ship though.
yeah, he didn't save shit. Like, you know, like they still poor as hell in the hood. Like that little fat kid still living in that neighborhood he got beat up in. Like
He was like, yo, coach, man, you coach, yo, you can
Yeah,
walk with me. He was like, nah, you could go by yourself.
yeah, like no, that's wicked, nigga. We gonna talk about that. That's just absolutely wicked.
His ass better leave before the fucking street lights come on. You know what's outside, bitch.
That's like you saying, nigga, get your fat ass in the house.
He told that nigga though. He said, "Hey
Fuck
man,
telling him, nigga, just leave.
we use He was
nigga don't give a fuck
respectful.
about y'all at that time.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He definitely didn't.
But no, I would say it probably is the first movie where we do get that storyline right. The white knight comes in and tries to help the urban kids. But I would just say he ain't saved shit because them niggas still poor. And one of them niggas died.
The nigga got shot on his watch.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like a 9-year-old
so I got
shot
the
under his watch. Like,
pictures
fuck
ain't
that
loading
nigga.
too well.
Let's see what we got, man.
It's crazy.
I'll tell you right now.
They're showing current pictures of these niggas.
What do you want them to do, brother? This is IMDb.
I understand that, but
13-year-old Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, they definitely not gonna put their kid. Yeah,
this nigga Jefferson Tibbs definitely not a fat ass little.
He not fat no more. Right. So the way this work, Roots, is that they put the pictures of these niggas, but you know the pictures is for every movie that they've done. Like if you click that shit, it's gonna go to all that shit. So I will say the nigga that played G Baby, man, we
got big bad Keanu Reeves, you know what I'm saying?
I know. His shit was fucking up too when he tried that. Hey, Roots, you can hear me?
Yeah,
shit fucked up. Oh, yeah. The nigga that played G Baby, he ain't been in shit. I think you got a delay. This nigga got a delay on there. Am I tripping?
It sounds like it. But he might be trying to hold you too.
I think he got a little delay with his
I think it's a combination of the two.
Yo,
what about G Baby, bro?
Yo.
Oh, that nigga ain't been in shit. I seen some clips from an interview where he was on Say Cheese like 2 years ago. And I looked up his name and everything. That nigga ain't got shit. He did this, and really that's it.
Nigga Ash.
Nigga died.
That's what happened, bro.
Like, life, ain't it?
He grew
Hell
up.
no, that nigga ain't die. I just said he did an interview like 2
I know,
years ago
like,
on Say Cheese.
Nigga fell off.
Well, no, it's just like
he was never on. Honestly, he had this and nothing else.
He was cast as a badass little nigga. Like he grew up. You can't keep getting cast as a badass child as a 30-year-old. You feel me? Like
hey Trey, the nigga was 9 years old, but he was saying like he wasn't even into acting or none of that shit. They just had like some auditions at his school. He a Chicago nigga. He from Chicago, and they had some auditions.
What's that Say Cheese shit you was talking about? What is that?
Cool. Like, tell him what Say Cheese is. Man.
Why the fuck I gotta tell him?
Explain your shit, man. Tell him what it is, bro.
That nigga asked you, bro.
Tell him what it is, fools, man.
It's like a nigga who be doing all kinds of shit about like black people in interviews and what the fuck going on and with celebrities and all kinds of shit like that.
I called on the right person, right, Roots?
I know what I'm doing. Nigga just typecast me.
I'm the director, fools. I know what I'm doing here.
Never typecast me again.
Bro, one thing I gotta say for real is that all I seen Keanu Reeves in before this shit was John Wick. So it's not only crazy to see this man fucking young as fuck, but I was also expecting to see him like being like less of like a hard ass.
Well, you never saw The Matrix?
Never seen any of the Matrixes?
Nah.
Damn.
Me either, bro. Neither one of them.
Yeah. Bro, it's like 4 of them.
Okay.
Well, I say this though.
A lot of them doesn't
only the first 3 matter.
Yeah, only the first 3. The last one is kind of trash.
I didn't even
actually. I take that back. I have seen Matrix Reloaded.
But Keanu Reeves in this movie, like it's still you can still kind of see him becoming this John Wick nigga, yo. Not because I think he was like some badass, like a beat. Clearly, he couldn't beat nobody's ass in this movie.
Right.
But this nigga this nigga, I mean shit. But this motherfucker, he was just crazy, bro. I think Keanu Reeves' thing is playing people who have a screw loose, son. This nigga
Keanu Reeves, he got some shit, bro. He really got some shit. Shout out like, Art Nash, man.
Yo, salute to Art, man.
Let's check out Elizabeth Wilkes shit real quick. That was the female love interest, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like she in some old ass shit. That being the first picture.
I would have cracked her ass in Hardball.
Oh shit. The Outsiders. I did not know that. She might have been like one of the teenage girls or some shit.
Shout out Inside Out, man.
Pony Boy, man.
Pixar.
Shout out Pony Boy.
Thanks.
So I golden thought that she was just a little like plot device. I feel like having her like in the school and everything kind of had it so this nigga had something to shape up for. You know what I'm saying? He was fucking up and shit. He got all the whole coach job and shit, and he's trying to, you know what I'm saying, get his money right and everything. And he fucked up with her. I feel like she was just there to like, you know what I'm saying, like just have like a female love
kind of balance it out.
A little love interest in there, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
That nigga was ass.
He was terrible. Bottom 3 for sure.
You talk about Keanu Reeves' character?
Yeah, he got beat up multiple times as soon as the movie started.
So
I think he might be retarded. Like this nigga definitely got into debt with his debt. Like this nigga is just like.
I think he's that's a fucking gambling addict for you. But did we only do one person and that's it? Okay, fuck it.
Yeah, because the only other notable nigga is Michael B. Jordan, who wasn't Michael B. Jordan yet. But I mean, I think that was just a big surprise in the movie.
Yeah, no disrespect.
Yeah, but I thought that was the point of us pulling up the cash, Trey. But I ain't.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. I didn't know we were pulling on. But
I didn't know either. I just seen this shit was going.
As a kid, like even in my adult years, like I didn't know he was in Hardball until like last year. Like I was like, what the fuck? Michael B. Jordan was in Hardball, and then you go back and watch it, it's like that's clearly him. It's like I think that might be the earliest appearance I've ever seen of him. Like I can't think of him.
Was he? What about in
It literally just looked like him, but just like a small version.
What about in who?
The Wire? Was he older in The Wire?
The Wire was after that. This was in 2001.
Yeah, this is 01.
Okay.
Yeah, but Slim, it's not a star-studded, like at this time. It's not a crazy star-studded cast. But I do think that this dude Keanu Reeves is like the anchor of the whole shit. It's kind of like how in Free Guy, I didn't really give a fuck about much other characters besides Guy. Like I feel like, you know, Keanu Reeves the main and also one thing I noticed too is that, you know, besides the kids, you know what I'm saying, which is just an extension of him more or less, like it was really Homeboy's mom, G Baby's mom, that was like one of the characters that we actually got a little bit more from in terms of like their performance and shit. And that wasn't until like kind of toward the end. So
I mean, like to piggyback off you saying like it really wasn't a star-studded cast, I agree. And I think what's even more interesting about that is how like the two people panned out so differently. Like Michael B. Jordan is now one of the biggest actors in the world, and the nigga who played G Baby is now an absolute nobody. However, at that time, G Baby was clearly the more important person in the movie.
Top nigga, the top kid, low key.
Yeah, like he might have been the most important kid in the movie, whereas Michael B. Jordan's character is one of the least important. Like he literally just leaves at one point, like doesn't make another appearance for the last 45 minutes.
He did. Like, he showed up as one of the little thug niggas.
Oh yeah, he was one of the thug niggas outside for sure.
Nigga was banging.
Hey, like, you know, like his character essentially wasn't nearly as important as like Kofi or like, you know, G Baby or some shit like that. However, he turned out to have easily the most successful career out of all of them.
Yeah.
Hey, Art says Stilo Brim from MTV's Ridiculousness was the random kid with the afro that ain't
That's Big Brim.
Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, Trey, this serves two purposes. I mean, one is that when you pull people off the street, you know, for just like the local audition thing, and you have them act in their first movie, especially if they're playing something like a school kid gone astray, like it humanizes the roles. Like imagine they had a bunch of like groomed Hollywood child stars and shit like that, just another day at the office and shit compared to how those kids were coming off and shit. I felt like having these like, you know, this set of kids like that shit kind of humanized those roles. And also like it showed that at least Hollywood was having some restraint in 2001. Like every single kid that goes on has their first appearance, they end up getting swept into Hollywood and they trying to line them up for this and that, whatever. At least the kid got to have a normal life after he got that bag.
Yeah, they took some black kids. I don't know if all of them was from the hood, but they took some black kids, put them in a movie, and told them to act like black kids.
What's crazy about shit for that movie, dude? Like,
what's crazy about
probably not. He was 9 years old.
What's crazy about what you said, Luno, is like with the shit you said that they get swept up into Hollywood and shit like that. Literally, the only one was Michael B. Jordan, but he didn't even do a whole lot of shit. Like the only other thing that I can think of that he was a young nigga in was The Wire.
Yeah.
How old was he on that New Jersey Drive shit?
See, I didn't even know he was in that.
So I mean, technically, the nigga that Art said is in Hollywood, like the nigga on that MTV show.
Stilo Brim, but he ain't really do nothing in this. But you know what? It's just you see these cats around and then they end up having careers later. These were just like the early exposure opportunities when they were young and shit. Some of them clipped on, others didn't do. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think especially when it comes to like early, like young actors, you never know how it's gonna turn out when you pick somebody to be in a movie. Like you don't know how the rest of the like in 2001 they just needed some kids for a movie. They did audition and they selected these kids. Like nobody knew Michael B. Jordan was gonna be who he was today.
He probably didn't know that.
Of course he didn't. Like you can't predict things like that. I feel like. Like you can want that, you can dream that, but you can't predict that you're gonna be one of the biggest movie stars in the world on Black Panther and Creed and all these different things. Like you can't predict shit like that when you're
to focus in on his character as in the movie. Do you feel like he maybe showed glimpses of having some type of acting talent with his character?
I don't think he did any better than none of the other kids in this movie.
His character just didn't have enough like speaking roles.
He didn't have shit. Yeah, he had the part where he ran off, like, and also I think they did nothing with that. Like when he ran off and cried because he couldn't play. Like y'all said, the next time we saw him was like he was in a gang at this point. But what was the point of doing that? Like I guess showing the other side, like
yeah, like if you can't keep the kids involved in something,
then they'll go over there and facts. Maybe that's the reason why he did that.
And I'm be honest, and so this is actually one of my wife's favorite movies. She was upset when I didn't tell her that we was reviewing this one, but
she could have been on the episode. I told you.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But I actually didn't like that. I didn't like in which I guess it's true, like the way she explained it. You know, not necessarily being super optimistic about it, but just being realistic, especially around this time of 2001, you know, right after the 90s. That was pretty much all they had was either sports or fucking hood rat shit with my friends. You know, so though I don't like the depiction that they showed, I guess in that time frame it actually makes a lot of sense.
Nigga, and you also got
it's still real life shit, bro. And it's still real life shit now.
That's in any hood. Play sports, nigga, rap or thug it out, nigga. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think just from looking at it from like a perspective of how they behaved, what they like were getting involved in, what was happening, all that shit was real. Like I think for the most part, inner city Chicago 10-year-olds, that's pretty realistic. My nigga, like now, granted, Michael B. Jordan character was like 14 at the time. That's super realistic.
And he from New York.
Yeah.
But
this nigga Art said Michael B. Jordan didn't have the biggest acting role, but he had an emotional scene that required acting chops.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. All he did was cry and run off. Like a nigga did that before him. Didn't a nigga cry? Who
that
cried?
Kofi nigga did
G-Baby.
No, G-Baby cried.
And you know what? I bet he didn't even cry on demand. They had to put the fake tears on there, man. So hell no.
Hey, cry on the man, John. What? Keanu?
Oh, come on, bro. This nigga tripping, dog. Come on, bro. All right, man. I'm
John would have cried on the man. That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
But yeah, man, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the movie, man. Roots, you wanna give us the? I know this Trey movie, but let's try something different. Roots, you want to give us the plot, man?
All right.
We got to try something different when it's my turn, bitch. No, we try something different on your movie, bitch.
I'm gonna be honest, Trey, because I don't like how your mic sounds, bro, and I ain't want to give you the floor that much. I ain't like your mic quality. I
don't think my mic is fucked up at all.
It don't sound fucked up.
No, it wasn't fucking up, but earlier. It's not fucked up, but earlier it was kind of like going in and out a little bit, and I didn't want to get
I had my AirPods on. I took them off because
they are ass. I would have told you that.
Yeah, I figured out myself. I didn't need you to tell me. That's why it's different, bitch. What are you talking about?
So let's try something different. Roots, it's on you. It's on you, Roots. It's your time to shine, Roots.
I'm not gonna be the one to take
look at him. Hey, Puos.
I gotta be shook now.
Puos, Trey. This is exactly what we talk about when we say Roots. And if Roots is in any of them movies we watch, this nigga ain't making it.
That nigga's wearing a bit of
I gotta be the one.
I gotta be the one.
I don't want to be the one.
This movie, bro. Damn.
Hey, Roots would have got his bag took in this movie and stumped on, like Jefferson.
You would have cried and ran away when they told you
like
was too young to play basketball.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I took his work.
You are wild.
That nigga Roots, you would have stayed in that tunnel the whole night. You would look off
by the fire and shit.
Yeah. You would have just been there all night hitting the inhaler.
The whole fucking night.
The inhaler.
I'm taking everybody. I'm the movie summarize.
Yo, that's crazy, dog.
Y'all ain't getting no character.
Now he trying to summarize.
Nah. Niggas trying to make me.
Now you been turning shit up.
And all that shit up. Yeah, cool. I got your movie. Slim, I got your movie.
Now you trying to prove yourself. Stop it.
I got everybody movie. Fuck it. I'll just do shit.
Hold on. My bad. Art said the kid Andre was in all that. I don't remember
which one is Andre.
Maybe Andre was the one that was talking shit for most of the movie, right?
The little nigga.
Hey up, bitch.
With the headband. With
yeah,
the
he was talking crazy to niggas.
Yeah, he was on
He
niggas'
was
ass.
talking.
He was on
Didn't
niggas'
he get beat
ass.
up too? Well, ain't
They
nobody really get beat up.
No beat up. Yeah, they had a fight.
Bro, I feel like the depiction, like the way they showed kids fighting is so accurate even today.
The slap
These
boxing
little niggas
shit
don't
was
have
definitely
no
accurate,
hands,
nigga.
bro.
That slap boxing shit was on point.
But even when they go to actually fighting, bro, it'd be scuffles. Like these niggas don't be throwing hands for real.
I appreciate that they was letting them little niggas cuss amongst each other like that, because that's how we talk, man.
That's really how little niggas talk. 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But I think it's a reason why, bro. Like, I'm not trying to do too much right now, but basically, I feel like since Keanu Reeves basically playing a fuck up, right? He was coaching these kids, and these kids are looked down on. You know what I'm saying? Like they unruly, they don't listen, whatever. It's like he got his own imperfections, so he could take them at their level and shit. You feel me? Like I feel like they set that up on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
They're like considered the lowest in their world, and so is he in his world.
Yeah, so when they start shaping up and shit like that, I feel like that's why he started going hardest, because he got hope from them. Like, if there's hope for these motherfuckers and they living in this, it got to be something for me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck. This nigga Keanu played a fucking loser. But you know who was even more of a loser in this movie, bro?
Tiki, whatever the fuck his name is.
Fucking partner, bro.
Yeah,
Tiki the worst nigga. Like,
oh yeah, bro, he is a weirdo, dog.
Nothing good going on, bro.
That nigga Tiki ain't shit.
He's a degenerate, dog.
He's a terrible friend.
Is that what he did? He a janitor?
No, I said he's a degenerate.
Oh, degenerate.
He might be a janitor too. I don't know. He look like.
That nigga say he the janitor.
Yeah, but my thing is with Tiki is that one thing with Tiki is like my nigga Keanu Reeves, Connor could have learned something. Like this nigga he's always around the motherfucking money, but this nigga's never being chased by the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga Tiki
shit, he ain't the one placing the bet, nigga.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what he was in this whole shit. Like, was he just the middleman or some shit? Like,
bro,
they just cool. He just knew the niggas that knew
the ball game. He goes to the ball game. He don't sell old tickets from a game before and shit like that. He was just out there doing that shit.
That nigga was just doing shit, boy.
Yeah, he was the middleman for the bookie. He was the middleman for the bookie, pretty much. Like he was the plug.
Yeah, he was the middleman for the one that he hooked him up with the last dude, whoever he was. I don't remember his name.
So my thing is, why was the nigga so stressed out if he the middleman? Why was he so stressed out?
Because his name's attached to it. His name's attached to it.
Yeah, he said we got a partnership.
He's vouching for him, bro.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
That's a fact, Puo.
Yeah, because these bookies get paid off of keeping customers continuously betting. Like they get a cut of that shit.
Also,
so
after this nigga led people to my crib to beat my ass, I wouldn't have talked to him again. How the fuck you gonna just tell them where I know you were scared and all this?
Bro, he said they grabbed him out. You remember that nigga was going to like a game. He said they grabbed his ass at the game.
I could give a fuck, bro. You still led niggas. You could have lied.
His ass up,
if we was that cool,
keep it a buck, Reed.
Take the ass whooping, bitch ass nigga.
You leading niggas to John house, Roots. I don't believe you.
Slim,
I'm leading niggas to your house, Slim.
But look,
you leading them to somebody's house, nigga. I know you.
Your career.
I know you.
There's a there's a age-old, sentiment that's had about with philosophers and shit, right? And it's a thought experiment, right? So say you there in the Holocaust and shit, and you got a Jewish person hiding in your basement and shit, and some Nazis come knocking on the door and shit.
And glorious bastards.
You hiding Jews in here? You know what I'm saying? It's probably right for you to say no. You know what I'm saying?
Them niggas downstairs. Come get
now they could not trust me. They can wild out on me and shit, whatever else, just because they doubt me. But if I say no, I did the right thing.
Nah, Luna, that's a little different though.
The right thing.
But also too, not only are they gonna get the Jews and fuck them up, they're gonna fuck you up too.
You did the right thing morally, but like by law, they have reason to kill you now.
But listen though,
Jews and shit.
But the difference is, it's like, do you got Jews down there? If you do, get them out here. If you don't, I'm gonna beat your ass.
So no, I'm gonna kill you. Like,
yeah, it's like, so now, do you want to get stumped out in your front yard for them hoes downstairs
in front of your wife?
Nah, I'm a snitch, dog. Fuck that shit.
Hotel and be safe and protect your kids. You feel me? Like,
hey y'all, let me say this though. I think it's more like if them niggas see you walking down the street with the Jews every day, and then they come back to your crib, like, because like this nigga was with this nigga like every day, all out in the open, all in the street. So it's like
they had to know. Oh, he with Connor. He know where he live at.
They notice his partner exactly.
So I think that's crazy, man. How nowadays we got like fucking 30 police carriers within like a fucking 2 or 3 mile span in these developed cities because the crime's gotten so bad. Back then, niggas who were up to no good and shit could just park on the side of the road and watch niggas all day.
I didn't see not one police officer in this entire movie with all this crime going on.
I heard them hoes.
Motherfucking shootings. Goddamn niggas getting hemmed up, beat up in the bar. Niggas smashed his face. Well, hold on, dude did go to jail.
He's a fucking idiot. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
talking about Connor smashing his face.
Yeah,
he's a fucking
arrested. Yeah, he mad as hell, so he's gonna do property damage. Nigga, you the only person who got arrested.
He said the only one that can beat my ass is me.
Yeah, he tried to be tough. Can't nobody beat my ass worse than I can. Like, get your bitch ass on.
You know how scared you gotta be to fight yourself in front of you?
You stupid ass nigga. That shit worked too.
They just waited until he got better and beat his ass anyway.
Yeah, that shit worked in the moment.
Yeah, that shit worked like a motherfucker. Hey, you gotta be so motherfucking scared. Say, I'd rather fight myself than deal with one of these.
Them nigga had a bloody hand. Nigga, forehead was leaking and shit.
Who window did he break?
Who car?
The bar.
Yeah.
I don't know about the car, bro. But like the window
yeah.
was to the window on the building.
Nah, it was a car window that he
I don't know
punched.
who car window that somebody pissed because they got one less window.
He got another ass for that
real
shit.
Talk, nobody spoke up though. Nigga bash that shit in. Nobody as the owner of the vehicle said shit.
Because that nigga was in the bar getting turned.
Yeah, that nigga was still inside.
That let me know that gut punch buddy threw at him hurt like a motherfucker. He like, I'd rather punch glass than hit one of them.
That nigga threw his head through some glass before he wanted to take one of them.
He's an idiot.
Take me to prison or the hospital, but give me away from this nigga.
He thought
y'all noticed something with these.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all talking over each other.
Hey, so do y'all notice something with these like older 2005 back to 95? It's a whole lot of gut punches in these motherfuckers. I ain't never seen nobody get straight up punched in their stomach unless it was like a boxing match.
Fake, bro. It's easier to fake. Like you do a gut punch, it's hid behind the perspective of that nigga back, so you can make it look like you punch a nigga wild hard and you stop right before type shit. Ain't like nowadays, you know what I'm saying? They got the little editing and shit. You could motherfucking kick a motherfucker straight across his noggin and that shit just look like it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Them gut punches do look like they hurt. Like I ain't never been punched in my stomach, but like that shit look like it hurt like a motherfucker.
Knocked a different kind of fear in that nigga. He said, "You know what? I put my head through a window before I let you punch me again." All right, but let's actually get into it, man, because we ain't talked about really like
yeah.
All right, so movie opens up, man. Keanu Reeves church.
KTL would have got on your ass, like KTL would have got on Pool's ass right there.
That nigga wanna did shit.
What happened?
Come on, man. That's all
Pool's got.
Oh yeah, he hate when like
he got that little clown noise on his ring, like his text message thing. KTL hate that shit.
I thought I put my shit on silent, bro.
But yeah, so, movie opens up. Connor is in a church and he's praying. Guy comes through, clearly works for the church. He comes over and like, hey man, we got to close up shop. What you in here looking for? Faith, you know, religion. You looking for guidance? Man, that nigga looked up and said, I need the bulls to cover this spread.
Right there, fucking gambling addict.
That lets you. That literally opens up the entire theme of the movie. This nigga is terrible and he owe everybody. So jump scenes, man. He meet up with his mans at the bar. He waiting on his bet to cover so he can pay the nigga who owns the bar and shit. The bet don't cover. Well, it's not about to cover. He can see it's about to fail. He tried to dip out on niggas. He burned out. Fly out the window. Not out the window. He fly out the door. Nigga catch him out the side door. Grab his ass. He like, get off me. Throw his ass against the wall. Jab him up. 2. Next thing you know, buddy that owned the building come out. Throw that mean ass gut punch that changed the motherfucking direction. Buddy throw that bitch. He's like, you know what? You're never gonna punch me again. I'm gonna punch myself. That's a crazy defense tactic. That nigga hit so hard. I'd rather hit myself. That nigga punched the window of somebody's car.
You know what it is? It's that fake crazy shit. Like, you know, some niggas are like, in order to get out of a fight, they'll play crazy, like start yelling, screaming, throwing their arms, all that shit. What's up, nigga?
You can't whoop my ass.
Yeah, like, that's what that
shit was, bro.
He broke his hand up in that window and he held that shit in the car window, right? He held that shit up, like he held his fist up with the blood on it, like, look, I'm bleeding. Like this
that's what it was. It was fake crazy, bro.
you could never do this to me. Yeah, I could have if you would have stayed right here and got your ass beat. So then he throw his head into the side of the window of the building, and obviously he passes out because why would you do that? He wake up in jail because he a fucking degenerate. Like, why wouldn't he be? So this is where we get a glimpse of Tiki pulling up. Tiki bombs him out of jail and shit. And we fast forward to him being a degenerate again. This goes to his fucking crib, right?
Shitty apartment.
Yeah, so he got this rundown ass studio apartment that ain't worth a goddamn thing. He had knocking at the door. It's Tiki who's supposed to be bringing him some paper because he owe everybody and their mom in the city. So Tiki like, hey man, it's me. You can let me in. As soon as he opened the door, it's some more niggas he owe because goddamn, who don't he owe? And then them niggas get on his ass with a bat, instantly swinging the bat. But
no. They got on his ass with his bat, nigga.
Yeah, that was a fact. Cool bat, bro. They took cool bat from him.
Yeah, that nigga picked up a bat to check the door, put it down, and the nigga that came in picked it up and threatened him with it.
And bust a clean hole in that drywall too, nigga.
That's a fact. So,
hey, yo, shout out Augustine the King, man. He quoted, nobody can fuck you up more than yourself.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. He showed up.
I ain't gonna never try.
But the long story short here is that the guy who's at the door now is the son of the guy he owes, and he found out that Connor was making bets on his father's account, and his father died several months ago. So clearly he ass betting.
Another note that he is a piece of shit.
Yeah, absolute dog shit. But he's just literally trying to find his big break to get out of all of this shit. He just keep getting further in the hole. So Buddy tell him like, nigga, you owe 6 bands and I need something. I'm taking your head off. Pause if necessary. So he's like, man, fuck it. Before you kill me, I'm gonna give you everything I got. He's like, all right, cool. That's something. So he go in his pockets and remember he's a poor degenerate piece of shit. So obviously he's not gonna come back with much. And he comes back with $47. And the goon got a little henchman with him, and like that nigga got pissed when he said that shit. So he swung the bat and tried to take his head off anyway. He agreed to take everything he got though, so he can't do that. But anyway, he swung the bat at him, knocked a hole in that poor ass drywall in that weak ass apartment. And he told him, nigga, I need $1,000 a week until I say stop. Like that's not even until you pay your debt. Like that nigga said, I need $1,000 a week.
I feel better about
stop.
you taking
that nigga said, that's bullshit. $500. He said $750. Nigga, take it or leave it, and you gonna take it. Pause if necessary. But
so you don't want to see me again.
Yeah, so that was really what that was, man. So what it jumped to? Another motherfucker he trying to get some money from? Jimmy?
Yeah, the nigga in the that worked as a broker, a stockbroker, whatever.
That shit was sick, man. So
this nigga go from begging to begging to begging some more. That is crazy.
Hey, we already get that nigga tired of the shit. Said, bro,
yeah, so
didn't you come here crying for like $5,000 to bury your dad, and now you pulling up again crying about more money? Like, you know what I'm saying? I heard enough of it, but I can help you out.
Hey, Luno.
He actually traded on his dad's name with everybody too. So his dad was obviously one of them niggas, and he just a piece of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, Luno. He got $5,000 from Jimmy, but he also got $5,000 from another nigga saying the same shit, Mahoney or some shit like saying I gotta bury my pop. But I will say, so this is like it's like an accurate depiction of like somebody with a gambling addiction.
I agree.
Yeah, like an actual addiction. And so not even back in the day, nigga, now, because you know sports betting has become a big thing too. And also like gambling never went away.
Yeah,
like, it never went away.
And that's what I was gonna say when I told you like I watched it a little differently through my adult eyes. Like 10-year-old me couldn't really understand like what he was actually going through. Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I don't remember any of this from when I was young.
I remember it. I've seen it so many times, but it's just like I understand it now that I'm 30, right? Like, damn, bro, like you were really in the hole. Them niggas wasn't playing with you. You feel like when he said
now you understand what ass betting is.
Yeah, like when Buddy said, so I gave him your name because I can't hold you up no more. Like he literally saying like I was covering for you, but now I gotta let them know who actually owe him. Like what you saying? Some jack off Goomba's gonna come break my thumbs. I didn't really know what that meant when I was 10. Now I'm like, yeah, nigga, some goons is finna come see about you because you owe cash. Like
stupid
damn,
ass
bro,
nigga.
like you were really like stressing. And now I'm thinking about like all the decisions he made, like all the shit he was going through. Like you were stressed the fuck out, like letting that little nigga walk home. You ain't give a fuck about that little nigga. You owe these niggas some paper. They might kill you.
Hey, Augustine said as a kid, I knew he wasn't shit from the bar scene.
Yeah, like he wasn't shit. But like I never really wasn't thinking like, yeah, you let that little nigga walk home because you was thinking like a nigga might be on his way to kill you today. Like I don't give a fuck if that little nigga got beat up. Like, nigga, like this nigga coming to kill me like this week.
Hey, yo, but look, though, Slim, you might be right though. I think they definitely depicted substance abuse fairly well, or gambling addiction pretty well, because they added substance abuse as well. This nigga chain smokes bogeys in every situation, in every building, at all times. This nigga just can't go without a goddamn cigarette.
He really a fucking loser. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
not just a loser, but he's got fiend tendencies, especially the way he interacts with people. This nigga's eyes are always so fucking wide and intense, bro.
Yeah, he acts like a tweaker most of the time, bro.
They played the character out very well as far as like how realistic it would be. Like, chain smoking, paranoid, always like in some shit, like looking for his next fix, essentially. Yeah. But yeah, so like
the fucking sob stories that he be telling niggas in order to get money.
Hey, look though, this how you know the nigga is an addict. Like, wasn't he down like 11K or something?
Yeah, he was down 11 whenever he made that.
Then he bet another 12.
Yeah.
Like, are you nigga? You ain't got the money for this. And then I was thinking to myself, like, bro, if you got this 12K to bet, I don't know. He probably didn't have it.
He didn't. That was the whole point. Like, he was just gonna die behind.
He had that shit.
And that's something that we also need to speak about too, yo. I don't know how he kept the lights on so far. Maybe he gambled and hit some money before and then went out bad or whatever, right? But
you were assuming the lights on. It was daytime in that motherfucker.
I never seen him hit a switch not one time in this whole shit.
I wouldn't assume that the lights was on in that bitch. He ain't got it, bro.
He might have been out in there in candlelight. That's a fact. But one thing I realized is that they had this nigga some dapper fits throughout this film. Like, whatever he had in his closet to hold him down or whatever looked official. He might have almost convinced Shorty that he had a job had she not known better because of who his client was,
But you know what it is? I think this nigga was actually not, like, before he got into the gambling shit, he was
probably
something. He was a decent individual before he got into the gambling shit.
What made you gambling?
Because Damn. Yeah, I got my sources, fool.
I'm about to say, because that nigga tried to sell a fat black nigga hockey tickets for some pizza. He ain't got shit, bro.
But he had money for that, Trey. I think he just ain't want, because he was getting the money from the I think he just
he owed everybody.
He was giving niggas.
He wasn't pocketing that 500.
Yeah, he was going.
I know. I was saying he had it, but he couldn't use it, so that's why he did the ticket shit.
One thing I realized is when you got debt, one thing that helps you out is having a fucking income. If you got minus 12,000, the only way you're gonna close that gap is if money's coming in. This nigga would rather hedge all of his bets on like these goddamn games and shit with his shitty ass bets apparently, because everybody was giving him shit for who he bet on. Like, you lost, you definitely was gonna lose that. How you gonna bet on so and so? Like this nigga just had.
So let me ask y'all a question then.
Not only was he losing, but he was betting with niggas that thought like that's a stupid ass bet. He's like, you bet on Milwaukee, of course they tank, stupid ass. You owe 6,000 now.
Hey, but I got a question to ask. So obviously we heard bro say he was gonna give him 500 a week, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking some other money gotta come from somewhere, right? Because he owed this nigga $750 a week. Yeah. And he was paying them.
I think it's just bad writing, bro. Like they didn't think niggas was gonna
they didn't even spend a block for that.
I just figured he might have had some other money coming from somewhere. I don't know, because
let's be fair, right?
They didn't say.
But think though, like he paid him once, and then he literally said, like, "Did you miss a payment with the barber?" Because that's why they came looking for him.
But I thought he paid
probably
more
had a
than
little
once
left
before that.
Nah, like he paid that one time, and then like Tiki pulled up like, "Hey, did you miss a payment with the barber?" They pulled up looking for you again, and then like it gets to his crib, and like they chasing that nigga through the alleys and shit because he ain't paid up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if that's the case, Trey, then. But if that's the case, then he got a whole 500 in his pocket.
He owed a couple other niggas a couple $1,000. Like he gotta make that shit work.
He paid like a few weeks in a row, and then he just stopped.
That's what I thought, because I heard him say that he paid that Duffy nigga, whatever his name was, too. He said he paid that nigga and they were square, because he owed that Duffy nigga money too.
He paid him after the 12 bands. So I'm saying before he hit that, like he owed Duffy 6. No, he owed Duffy 5. He owed a barber 6, and he only getting 500 a week. Like, nigga, he don't know how the fuck to split that shit. So he pulled up on Duffy and was like, "Look, man," he's like, "I know I owe you, but I owe the barber too. So should I stop paying him? So I tell him to back off."
Yeah, facts.
That's what he was like.
He told him to keep paying that nigga.
Yeah, he's like, "Keep paying that. If you ain't got nothing for me,
don't bring your ass around."
But that's one thing. That's one thing.
So he went to fix it. Go ahead. You got it.
My bad. I was just gonna say that this nigga, he had to run. He had this whole like way plotted and shit back to his room This nigga motherfucking went up the fire escape and shit after he jumped the fucking gate. He knew the plot of the land like really well. Like I was actually impressed. Once he cleared that gate, once he cleared that gate, he got out of line of sight quick as a motherfucker. The motherfuckers out there, where did he go? Niggas mad as hell.
He definitely hit them niggas with the skedaddles. But like
so
that was
I'm feeling like the reason why they didn't update us on like the consistent payments and shit is probably because this nigga was ducking and dodging. He was probably avoiding them so that he had more time to make the paper.
Because you got to think he bet Fink 12,000, but like they don't make him show the 12,000 up front. Right. So like that's why he was like, man, like I'm betting 12,000. So Fink,
they don't do that shit no more, do they?
Hell no.
Yeah, you got to have the money.
So that's why I think like why you so emotional about it. I got clients that lay 100 grand a week. They not just
but you can't do that in the stock market though, Slim. You can buy futures, even if you can literally just buy a bunch of like oil and shit like that. Just invest in futures. But if they don't do as well, you owe the money. Look, so you can do that shit with the stock market. But look, whatchamacallit, I forget exactly how we get to it, but I wanted to talk about how he meets old girl, the teacher. So I don't know if you wanted to get into that, Trey.
Oh, how he meets her. Okay, so the kids tell him, the league owner and that hating ass white nigga from the other team, they pull up and it's like, hey, you got to be able to field a 9-man team because last year this weak ass team didn't have enough players and we had to keep canceling games. So if you ain't got enough kids on this team, we gonna drop y'all ass. So he go back to the kids and he's like, man, Andre and Ray Ray want to play, but you know they
Kofi nigga.
Kofi and Ray Ray want to play. It's like, but Miss Wilkes a bitch. Like she ain't gonna let them niggas play. So he like,
hey, they called her a nasty old lady or some shit.
Yeah, like man, I hate that bitch. Like, whoa, you're 10, bro, you're tweaking. So yeah, he like, who is Miss Wilkes? Like, man, she's a teacher in St. Mary's. She's on my damn nerves. I swear to God. Like really, like taking off on Shorty. So then he go up there because he's thinking that, you know, they calling her Sister Wilkes that works at a fucking Catholic school. You know,
she a bitch.
Yeah, he thinking he expecting to meet an old lady. So he go up there so he can talk to her and convince her to let them play. So if he knock on the door, whatever, stupid ass too close to a door that's gonna open outward, get hit in the fucking head for the third time in the movie.
He's like, just a loser, bro. Like yeah, he's everything he do.
Garbage ball, nigga. But then
don't worry about it. It's just my head. That's what he told him. It's just my head.
That bitch was half decent looking. Now he's shook. He don't get no pussy. How could he? He ain't got no like he weak as shit.
He ain't got nothing to get no.
Nah, he ain't worried about the wrong shit anyways. Like bitch, you old niggas 12 bands and you trying to fuck a bitch. Nigga, fuck that up.
Priorities fucked up, boy.
You trying to take the hoe out, like bro.
And then you gonna take her out to a place where niggas gonna beat you
where
up.
Niggas, where niggas like, don't
niggas
want
don't fuck with you. Like they might chase you out of here in front of this hoe. Then like you lucky that bitch left early before niggas beat you up for being there. Like how you gonna come in there and spending money on a bitch and you owe that nigga 6 bands? Like what the fuck is wrong with you? But yeah, so he meet her up there. So he, you know, instantly he shook because she half decent looking. So he tried to get her to get the kids to play and shit. She's like, you need to talk to their moms about that. And his dumb ass, well, the kids told me, nigga, what she just say? So so he in there trying to bag her and shit. She don't like him. He lame. She can see right through him. So she's like, instead of giving you my number, how about I give you the book that they supposed to read? You can read it with them. So fast forward a little bit, it go through a couple scenes. I think we covered them already. Kofi and G Baby Mama pull up with all 3 of the kids, G Baby, Kofi, and Ray Ray. So he talking to her and shit. She was like, I wasn't gonna do this, but Ms. Wilkes said she had a good feeling about you. He was like, she said that? No. She said she had a good feeling about them playing ball. But I said, fuck it. Like he got his hopes up again. Miss Wilkes don't fuck with him. But either way, so that's essentially how he met the teacher and like
but one thing I gotta point out too is like the little part that they had and shit like that. This nigga had like a battle bar in the classroom. Niggas in the back, and there's like, you didn't read the book? He's like, yes, man. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you know, I'm gonna have to call your mom. He goes, I think the main character was an idiot. Nigga said, because where I'm from, your dad never come back home or some shit, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact.
I thought that shit was fucking hard, son.
That shit, like it's fucked up, bro. Cause like these little niggas really live, like it's niggas that live like that right now, bro.
They
like,
really live that shit. You feel me? Like when he said that shit, I felt it only because it was just like, damn, the fact that the situation is so bad, you got a little ass kids just be wanting to have fun and shit, bro. The fact that they already know that type of life when they mad young, like, that was a good ass scene.
The other shit that was dope.
Oh, go ahead.
Slim. The other shit that was dope was like that nigga was walking. It wasn't Andre. Who was he walking home when he's like, "You want to see my house?"
It was
Andre. That was Andre.
Yeah,
that was Andre.
he saw them niggas like sitting on the floor. He like, why they sitting on the floor?
Sitting on the floor?
Nigga said, shit, nigga, duck the bullets, nigga. That nigga, he couldn't understand that shit. He ain't had to go through that
shit, boy.
And like a dumbass, he gonna look right through the glass too, Pools. That nigga looked outside like he was gonna see something.
Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out my window, bitch.
Listen, this nigga kind of walk around worrying about people breaking his thumbs or punching him in the stomach or some shit. These little niggas ducking bullets every day, bro.
Like, man, this a nigga literally got beat up for it. Can we talk about how fucking crazy that is for that little nigga to be like I don't know what he saw, but from getting out of the little tube to getting to the front door, why did he just drop the piece and start running? Like, why did he think that he about to get beat up in this space? And why did he actually get beat up? Like, I thought
that. I'm sure he know that niggas be out there wilding and
he
shit.
Live around there.
It must be some niggas that he usually run into around that time, which is why he don't like being out there.
Then, like, you know how in your mind, shit, nigga, if I drop this, I'm gonna move a little faster. That's why he threw that fucking piece of that. Man, that nigga thought he was gonna be a little more swifter.
Man, I know I'd be mad as hell. I drop my piece and still get beat up.
Get beat up.
Nigga got stomped out. Dog.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Like to still like to just stomp him out. Like, damn, bro, it's a little nigga. Like,
nigga want to get a bag up,
bro. He wouldn't even.
But he said like you can have it. He said you can have it.
Get this ass whooping. You should have been in the house already. What's wrong with you doing?
Niggas at baseball practice.
Doing out here?
I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Nigga,
the motherfuckers that beat his ass up must have been like teenagers.
They was teenagers, bro. Like he was like 9 years old or some shit. These kids is like 14. Beating up a 9-year-old, taking his bag.
They look older than that.
Nah, they look like 14.
And they some dumbass little kids too. What you thought you was gonna find in there? Motherfucking gold, motherfucking diamonds.
Yeah, like
it's a little ass kid. They should got books, nigga. Yeah.
He say beat the shit out the nigga after enjoying a fresh slice.
Yo, for real, he dropped the pizza. Nigga said free food. Let's beat his ass.
Then they took that nigga bag. Like, what's in the bag that y'all want?
It don't matter what's in the bag.
It ain't matter, bro. They was just looking to hold somebody.
They just wanted to just take some shit.
Hey, yeah, but lucky they ain't take his fucking shoes. That's what I would have did.
Them niggas bullies, man.
Oh, you would have
took his shoes?
You would have? Hey, yeah. What you doing out here, little bitch?
Bro.
You know not to be out here. What you doing out here?
That nigga was at baseball practice.
Hey, bro, you know what happened if you out here at a certain time. Get your bitch.
How you supposed to get in the house if you ain't gonna let him in the house?
You see him running to the house.
That nigga said you ain't supposed to be out there. He know that. He trying to get in the house. Like, how you gonna let him on the way in the house?
Trey, nigga stood in front of the door. Hey, nigga stood in front of the door. Say, hey, you ain't supposed to be outside. Let the nigga in the door. Them niggas pull right up in front of that nigga.
They beat his ass because they had a quota, bro, and they couldn't look soft. Like, see, if I don't beat your ass, then I gotta not beat the nigga.
I think they just wanted to rob the nigga though.
Highlight art coming. That's a fact. You had time to go get a pizza, bitch. You could have just went straight home.
Oh man, yo, you already know daylight is running.
The nigga hungry, bro.
Nigga, go home hungry, fat bitch. Get beat up.
He gotta listen. His mama said he got to keep his blood sugar up. That's why they had them sugar babies and shit.
Hey, bro,
blood sugar was hot in the bitch after they was smacking the shit out.
That's one thing too you gotta understand about.
This nigga shouldn't have been on the team though. I'm not gonna lie.
And they
the nigga got asthma and low blood sugar pools.
Damn, that's why he need to be on the team. He's trying to.
That's why he don't.
That's not going.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, that's not helping asthma
at all.
You think niggas with asthma don't play sports?
That's not helping blood sugar neither.
Niggas with asthma.
I mean, that's why.
Bro, look, having one or the other is one thing. Like, I knew people on the football team with me that had asthma or had like blood sugar problems.
That's a fact.
A nigga that got both should not be out there.
Shit terrible, nigga.
Baseball players don't get a pass. Niggas should have hooped.
Like, that's a fact. That's true. White niggas play baseball.
What the fuck you playing white man games and shit?
Out. Fight back, soft ass fat nigga.
Hey, that nigga kept. Hey, he kept being like, hey. Because what he told the nigga, hey, you're not gonna walk me home? Can I walk home with you or some shit?
Some shit. Nigga ain't going that way.
I ain't going that way. Nigga said
he was sad as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
And that nigga, he capped. That nigga wrote a whole story about how it was some Spanish niggas that he got on their ass.
Yeah, he was lying. That nigga said, that's how I got my fat lip.
Nigga said he accidentally hit his lip on a nigga head, and that's how he got a fat lip.
Nigga hit that nigga with a haymaker. Where'd you get your fat ass?
That shit was kind of paused. I'm like,
nigga say, where'd you get your fat butt? He wasn't paused in 2001.
Never tell me they got a fat
2001, ass. That shit
it was 2001, so he got away with it.
Nigga. Don't never tell no man he got a fat ass, bro.
That's a fat joke. They used to do shit like that,
bro. That shit was cool back then.
Yeah. Shut up, fat ass. Like that type shit.
I'm watching it in today's day, nigga. I ain't watching. I wouldn't watch. We ain't in 2001 right now.
So every time somebody said fat ass, you pause.
I told that nigga he got some.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Shit on my mental as you see, I got the picture right now. It's my boy Miles and shit, nigga. My nigga Miles with the headphones and shit. Yo, this nigga's a prodigy, son. He was most definitely like nobody ever hit none of the shits that he threw, yo. He was definitely like a godlike person.
I don't think that.
And he had
when he had the headphones in.
Yeah, when he had the headphones in, he was Randy Johnson.
I mean, I think so, but then I seen niggas with like scores up there too on some of them games. So I don't know. Like niggas had like 2 and shit, so they had to get them hit some kind of way.
They might have subbed him out.
They was letting other niggas throw in.
Oh, they was letting that Clarence nigga. Nigga name was Clarence.
Clarence ass.
Hey, but salute.
Clarence wasn't ass. No, he Clarence wasn't ass. He held it down for a little bit. Like when they took that nigga out, it was 2-2.
Bro, they ain't start winning it. They ain't start winning games until they put old boy with the headphones in.
I meant when they took him out. Like after they said he couldn't.
That first game was a fucking disaster. Them niggas like,
well, they got their ass whooped, boy.
Throw the ball.
Bro, they was out there pissed, boy. They was arguing
that shit roll your legs like 5 damn times.
Yeah, that nigga Miles was ass as a picture.
Hey,
bro, what's fucking funny is after Ray after Kofi and Andre fight, they said, "Coach, you supposed to be in." I quit. This team sucks, man. Nigga in the background, hell no.
Like all the niggas had their head down, nigga. Trey, they was all sad as fuck.
Yeah, but
that's why he told them
that little shit in the background. Nigga said, "Oh hell no." He looked without that nigga. That nigga said, "I quit. This team sucks, man." Oh hell no!
Dre, this shit all your fault. Nigga, Dre, like this shit
all your fault, Dre. All your fault.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck though.
Hey, get off that nigga.
Look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Them niggas got better without that nigga Kofi on the team, and he came back. He wanted to come back.
Kofi was that nigga. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's a fact. Well, as soon as he left and shit like that, niggas had good teamwork. Niggas was getting points on the board quick. Like,
hey, I like what they did with in the first like real practice they had. Whenever Kofi was out in the field talking shit, everybody time somebody dropped some shit, that nigga hit a clean beeline straight towards Kofi. The nigga ducked. He was like, "What happened, Kofi? You missed the ball. You scared of the ball?" Shit out of that little nigga.
But this nigga Keanu Reeves was cold, son. I'm telling you, yo, like, because for him, like, it's supposed to be a bag and shit like that. But he noticed what the little dynamics between them kind of, you know what I'm saying? He had some type of street smarts. He's just like, yeah, y'all can't be out there talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was a redeemed character, son, like throughout, like every little bit, like he started to slowly get better and better. So I thought that was fire.
I think they played with the whole internal struggle this nigga was having. Like, obviously he didn't want to be out there with the kids. He was only doing it for the money because he needed the money. But then he started to like you say, see the kids, and he started to like actually like the kids, and he saw potential in them, and and then he comes back later and he's like, "Oh man, I quit. This is gonna be my last game and shit, this and that." And then him and his partner pull up and he bring the equipment back. Then he take the equipment. You know what? Go to the baseball game. This and that.
Hold on. Let's focus on that scene specifically because that internal struggle actually starts to be shown outward, where he's like literally walking back and forth between them, talking shit to them, then go back talk shit to Tiki, then go talk shit to them. Like he was really struggling within his mind on, man, do I help these kids or help myself?
I'm gonna keep it a buck though. I don't think he was really struggling that much right there because I feel like he made his decision kind of quick, to be honest. He was just going, like he was just talking. But I feel like he made that decision real quick right there.
I feel like the struggle was about like letting go. Like, can he go back to his old life? Like, did he make a connection that was stronger than he thought it was? Like, he thought he was gonna be able to just walk away from them niggas. Right. He saw him one more time and thought, like, damn, am I really walking away?
Right.
Like, that's what I think it was too. I thought that he was giving up on them, but it would have been him giving up on himself. When he was talking to Shorty at the bar and shit, after he made a complete ass of himself. Oh, let's take a moment for that. Yo, when you talk about this nigga being like a tweaker, son, he was in there waiting for a Shorty to arrive. Now look, when I'm meeting up a chick at like a bar, dive bar, let's say I'm Brooklyn, whatever, nighttime and shit. I'm sipping on some shit on the rocks or whatever else. I'm not gonna get too crazy smacked before she arrives.
What you be drinking, Luno?
I'm a whiskey man. fuck with whiskey.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it better not be no bitch ass shit either.
Nah, most definitely not.
That nigga Lil was gonna say, I be drinking mimosas at the bar.
You fucked up. Definitely get some mimosas with a bitch. Y'all niggas sleep.
I'm sipping on some whiskey right now.
Good, bro.
Shit. Nigga, I'll be mimosas up for that bitch get there. Crazy as fuck, nigga.
Nigga want his mimosas.
That nigga Pools be drinking with a bendy straw in this shit.
I ain't a bendy straw, dog. It's the ones with the little coils.
Oh, you good,
the
bro?
swirly ones, son.
I'm not ashamed.
The swirly shit?
What, nigga? I swirl that bitch in that whole face. Y'all niggas crazy. Y'all niggas crazy, boy.
Hey, but look though, we talk about how he seemed like a tweaker, bro. He was in there chain smoking the motherfucking bogey and shit. He said I drink peanut butter screwball whiskey.
That shit sounds strong as a bitch.
Like, why I got peanut butter in it, dog? I ain't drinking no peanut butter flavored shit. Nigga.
What? Peanut butter whiskey a hit? I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh,
you had some shit like that?
Hell yeah, that shit good too. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nah, I wouldn't drink no peanut butter.
It doesn't sound appealing, but I kid you not, peanut butter whiskey is one of them.
So this nigga was in there with the bitch though, with the teacher and shit, and he was just like, "Hey, how you doing? You want a drink?" This nigga like he had no control, bro. He couldn't even make a conversation. Ask her she was, how to drive. Like, nigga was just, you want a drink? I gotta talk to you too. Nigga just like one track mind. You like, shit, my life is ass. I'm trying to get some pussy. You feel me? Like, nigga was not even looking at her.
But I ain't gonna lie though. I think he actually liked that bitch though. He actually liked her.
He definitely do, know how to act. Us niggas, right? There's it's like a fine line between liking the bitch or wanting to smash. You feel me? So like, you definitely know, like, he was just trying to get some relief pussy off shorty or whatever else. Even from the start, right? Like, this nigga was trying to look people. The kids, they was just like, are you trying to get with Miss Wilkes? And be like, no, why? You know what I'm saying? The little funny ass kid was like, I tried it didn't go well, or some shit. So
that's already going for that.
I think a shot at the teacher. Like, that's why he was pissed at her. Like,
yeah,
that bitch get on my nerves,
too,
nigga.
Bro.
He tried to shoot a shot at that bitch.
In the mid 2000s, that was the hotbed in history for like these teachers getting caught, you know, having illicit affairs with the kids.
Oh my god,
they need to chill with that. But look,
these is 9-year-olds.
With a 9-year-old, bro, like that's kind of crazy.
Hey,
I don't know if I know 9-year-olds.
I no disrespect to the crowd, but she white, so we never know. You feel me? But
oh my god.
Hey, do we need to put a disclaimer right here? Or
nah, bro, let it rock. Let it rock.
What are we disclaiming? What are we disclaiming? Like,
don't worry about it. I'm just asking.
We don't do disclaimers like the views of the podcast.
Nah, I got an intro that's gonna go at some point, Pools. It's like a disclaimer for the whole podcast. Like we just be like raw and uncut type shit.
Hey,
but that shit coming later.
At the end of that scene or whatever else though, Shorty's there on the block with him and he's saying, yeah, I'm gonna quit, fuck this, it was just a bag for me and all this other shit. And he's like, if you knew I was a fucking liar and all this other shit, then why'd you pull up? She said, because they believe in you type shit, you know what I'm saying?
She said she wanted to offer him a job, remember?
Is that
she said that right after though, like she hit him with that.
But I thought she said that's the reason why she pulled up.
Well, she said she wanted to see what they see.
Yeah, she was like, I'm here because they believe in you. Like, even though I know you ain't shit, they still think highly of you. So I wanted to see what they see, type shit. Yeah, but I came here to offer you a job too, because I know you not who you say you are, type shit.
Right.
That's all I would have needed to hear though. Got caught. I would have known she was going like, bro, this bitch came to a bar, like all that shit. I would have known like he just tripped out on her.
Yeah, he has. That nigga said, unless it plays $12,000 an hour, I'm not interested. Yeah, you high off like some real.
That nigga say unless it play $12,000 an hour.
you might have some more addictions than just gambling, bro.
That's that junkie mentality, dog. You want that $12K that you owe in an hour, son.
I think he was just being sarcastic, like get the fuck out of my face type shit.
Yeah, he wasn't super serious, but still, like, nigga, you don't have no income, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you.
But he ain't trying to hit that shit, Trey. He ain't trying to hit that shit.
Clearly,
hey, why did
that bitch $12,000 an hour?
Hold on. Why this nigga Art just sent me a rating like he been on the podcast today? This nigga ain't been here.
That rating don't matter. You didn't pull up.
He ain't said shit. He was in the comments.
Because he in the comments, that shit.
All right, look, I have a radical proposition for the room. I know that we're actually at an hour, and we're not even, I think, almost halfway. Whatever, we jumped around a bit, but we should talk about the death of G Baby, obviously, because I think that one was a big.
Well, before you get there, talk about like what happened right before with the game situation. That was like immediately right before it.
Well, there was the last game, right? They were there at the end and shit like that.
Second to last, yeah.
Yeah, and G Baby was there and shit. It was the game qualifying for the championship, the ship, right? And so G Baby and the other motherfucker with the asthma had to sit out, you know what I'm saying? But G Baby, even though he too young and shit like that, nigga said, "You're up to bat, yo." You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And then it cuts there and shit like that.
The other coach was finna trip out too. That white nigga, like he was finna trip out.
We actually didn't talk about him at all. I just wanted to talk about real quick how much of a bitch ass nigga he was, bro. Like this nigga was looking for, even in the first game, he was looking for every reason to try to disqualify these niggas. Like, oh, he can't pitch with those headphones on because it's not safe. And them little niggas called him a bitch ass, hoe ass nigga or some shit like that to his face. I thought that was fire.
He's a colonizer, bro.
That nigga was tripping. That nigga was tripping too.
You in that neighborhood. You at that playground. Look, they was at that playground practicing. Bro,
G Baby did cuss his ass out. I was like, that's some weak ass bullshit, bitch ass motherfucker.
And he said, "What did you just say to me?" And he's like, "I believe he said some weak ass bullshit."
Did I get that right, G Baby? Did I get that right? Weak ass.
Hey, but that nigga was talking to his kids. Like that nigga said, "What is destiny? Destiny is you're supposed to win. Since you're supposed to win, I expect you to win."
Celebrating when you strike out one of these useless.
Yo, that shit was funny as fuck to me. Like, why are you talking to these kids like that?
Bro, what's funny is like all these kids from the same neighborhood, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, like it ain't like he got a bunch of white kids. He over there coaching.
Yeah, he got black kids over there too.
That nigga said, I got the good niggas.
Yo, Trey.
Jesus Christ.
That nigga said these niggas are top of the line.
Hey, that's a fact, bro. Hey.
You got the top shelf ones?
That's a fact.
He said, "I got me some specimens."
Now, this one right here, knock it over the park every time.
Bring your best nigga.
My best nigga against your best nigga.
That's enough, guys. The fuck is wrong with you niggas, man?
That's what I think about the coach right there, though, is that if you know the situation these kids in and shit, and you out here, oh, he not old enough, and shit, nigga, like just let him play, like you know what I'm saying?
He did though. He did. I'll give him that.
No, but hold on, he did, and you know what? I didn't think about it till later. I think he did that because he seen how small G Baby was, and like, oh, ain't no way he gonna be able to. Ain't no way he gonna be able to hit something like. Yeah, my pitcher is good as fuck. He ain't gonna be able to hit nothing my pitcher throw. So I think that's what it was, and why he let him go ahead and play instead of saying,
"Nah, he's actually a dick sucker." That nigga, he's cool with the president. Like, who brings the president over to another team?
So like, why the president fucking so heavy, bro?
So you could go to my paperwork.
And why the president was just like that nigga was man,
he was a fucking clone. That's what he was.
Stand up for yourself, bitch ass nigga.
Bro, hold on though. You get to look at the copies of their birth certificates on another team. Like you're not even with the school. Like how did
he even know this? Who told this nigga that this nigga was overage, bro?
Right, how research, bro?
On the fly though, like man, who that tall ass nigga? Get his birth certificate.
Who that tall ass nigga?
Like you got the like a nigga on your team, bald head, bro. You worry about this nigga being tall. Bro.
Hey, it is kind of fucked up. Hey, no, it's kind of fucked up. They threw that nigga out because they said it was only like 2 weeks. He was born 2 weeks
early. Only 2 weeks, bro.
Early, that nigga said, "Hey man, strict rules. Get that tall ass nigga off your team."
And what G Baby was only like maybe
G-Baby
2
was
months or so.
Young, like he was too young. Like, oh, he too young. Like he cool. Bring him in. Oh yeah, y'all.
But it was only like 2 months or some shit, Trey. It wasn't that long.
But I'm saying like he 2 weeks too old, so y'all don't fuck with him. But he 2 months too young, and he can play.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
You niggas playing real crazy.
I get it. The president's a fuck nigga for that, bro. Like you gotta stay consistent. Be consistent, bro.
Hey, when they first took the headphones off, what's bro name?
Is that Miles?
Yeah.
Hey, when they first took them hoes off, and I seen that nigga finna bat, and he was doing all that clean shit, I said, "Oh, he finna knock this bitch out the park."
I think Miles look nervous as hell, boy.
That nigga mind spitting through his teeth. He too clean for that nigga.
That bitch out the park, nigga.
Yeah, hey, shout out KTL in the chat, man. KTL said AIDS discrimination.
Hey,
that weak ass coach was pissed. He like, man, he up there dancing the Biggie. Get that,
that's what
he's out niggering my niggers.
Like, I know that it had a little bit more serious tone toward that part of it, but yo, This every time this nigga got up to throw a pitch, bro, he started doing a little dance, and he was dancing. I love it when you call me Big Pop. Like,
that nigga was chilling, bro. Just out there vibing and striking motherfuckers out and shit.
But look though, the reason I don't agree with some of this shit. Like the president, I feel like he was a hoe, like you said, because for one, bro, you can't say rules is rules and shit, but y'all literally changing rules mid-season and shit. Like this nigga done had his headphones on for so many games,
and now
nothing happened. Nobody told him
Coach
nothing.
Did make a good point about safety. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like this nigga been here with his headphones on for how many games, nigga? Like why he got to take them off now?
5 games in a row. Now when I play your boyfriend and shit, now he can't wait.
Same shit with Jamal. The nigga Jamal been here the whole season.
Hey, right now he's too old.
Niggas should have been striking my niggas out. Take them motherfucking headphones off, bitch.
And he was he was dancing on them niggas while he was striking them out. So
they started holding that nigga. What the hell's calling his name is Body Boy.
Baddie. They call him Baddie. The pitcher's name is Baddie.
He couldn't tone that shit out. They started smacking this shit.
They say the pitcher's name is Baddie, nigga.
To play devil's advocate, that was some good coaching on that on the bitch ass coach, because he realized, he ain't shit without these.
Hold on, Ruth, though. But
you got them cold ass niggas with their destiny. Tell them niggas hit the ball, bitch ass niggas.
But look though, Trey, even I think it might have been the championship game. Nigga, the crowd was saying that baddie shit to this nigga too, bro.
Nigga, bro.
Yeah, niggas was crazy. Bro.
Look, they were saying baddie. The pitcher's name is Sally. I had to look that shit up to make sure.
I thought they were saying the pitcher's name is Baddie.
Nah, they was saying Sally.
It's a lot of variations of it.
My subtitle said Baddie.
Yeah,
mine did too.
Player, it's a lot of variations of it. So subtitles might tell you one thing, the script might have something totally different.
Hey, they was hyping that nigga up, Trey. When the Keanu Reeves started like
they would have called you Blackie
shit.
Oh yeah, that shit got lit.
Hey, look the bat when that nigga was turning up and shit. The batter was looking at that nigga shaking this. Nope, that shit ain't finna work, nigga. Nope. Nigga got his ass struck out.
Hey, he's swinging hard.
Right.
That's a fact, Augustine. If they played in 2023, somebody would have just played the song in the Bluetooth speaker.
Oh yeah,
nigga would have been like,
there.
The coach would have been pissed. Like he would have said some shit like his team can't concentrate or some shit.
You can't play that fucking hip hop nigga music over here.
Right, he would have did some shit like that. And the president bitch ass would have been right along with him.
Right out there on the pitches line. Hey, parents, we're gonna have to actually turn those speakers off.
Hey, no speaker, no music.
It's a safety issue. How can you hear that?
Safety, their eardrums.
We won't be able to hear the fire behind us.
And it was gonna be one dad out there. Man, shut your bitch ass up.
Hell nah. Niggas ain't say shit to the president one time. Now, like when I was growing up, the crowd used to be like that. And so some parent would have said some shit to this president nigga and the coach.
Thanks.
Nobody in this movie said shit to neither one.
What if he can't hear in a dangerous situation? Bro, we in an open field. What is it gonna be, a tornado? Like we wouldn't be able to see
and this nigga can't see? He can't see?
In a
you can't see everybody else running?
Yeah, what
we playing baseball in the projects. This is always a dangerous situation.
I'm pretty sure
if he be real, right? Like even if he can't hear, he didn't need to hear. All he needs to do is throw as hard as he could. He didn't.
If a gorilla run across the field, he can see that shit. Like what else can happen?
Imagine
what else can happen?
Might just target
a baseball.
I mean,
something, Trey.
With all the potential things that could go wrong at a baseball.
It just so happened to be
a fucking gorilla, nigga.
The gorillas are running wild in the projects right now.
What I'm concerned about right now is a gorilla running through a baseball field.
I'm just saying, like, that's one of the most dangerous situations I can think of.
I don't know how you perceive danger. If the first thing
where have you played baseball?
My brother, you don't think a gorilla running across the field is danger?
That shit
but in fucking Africa, yeah, sure.
Come on, bro.
I don't even think them hoes in Africa.
Wherever the fuck they at, they not
just being racist. He's being racist. He's being racist right now. That's what he's doing
right now. Like Yeah, but you know, like, why did you say that? Like,
he can see that shit, and he probably can feel that shit too.
Nah, like, you know, if a fire broke out, if a nigga up the pole, if it was
you gotta up the stakes, nigga. A gorilla. You gotta raise the stakes. A gorilla, nigga.
Nah, you
a gorilla,
nigga.
Hey, this gotta get clipped, bro.
Their neighborhood and shit, people was clapping shit up. Maybe that's the only thing I could think with the headphone. Like, oh, they start clapping.
Well, even still, like, the batter probably gonna drop down.
Nah, that ain't enough.
Anyway,
I'm gonna be honest. Like, that ain't gonna, like, if somebody clapping the fucking field up, like, it don't matter what he hear or see.
Yeah, it don't matter
like,
if he can hear or not. He can be completely deaf.
He's out of there.
It's down. That's it. but if a gorilla run across the field,
if a gorilla run across the fucking field, my nigga, he can see it. He don't need to hear it.
He can't get away from it. So this is
what if Amanda pull up?
With the pig mask, buddy gonna be out of there. He can't hear that.
She gonna cry, but she gonna cry.
Yeah, she gonna poke him up though. Yeah, he out of there.
She emotional.
So, she ain't emotional when she tied niggas up and put them in the back of our car.
She emotional after she do it. The bitch cries.
It's over after that.
If that's the case, then she gonna put one in him. Then she's shooting. She emotional.
Maybe.
Hey, but look,
she ain't shoot shit, did she?
Last time I seen that bitch cry, she blew a hole in
murdered a bitch.
Slim, you bring up being emotional and shit. I will say that the scene we gonna talk about is definitely one that got me emotional. A nigga cried. I'll say that. It was actually the funeral scene, and I feel like the reason why the funeral scene got to me was because of what Keanu Reeves was saying and how it like related to his character and shit. It was like this motherfucker, like he was talking about how like when he raised his hands up after he had hit the ball or whatever else and shit and like vengeance and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and how it felt like he was lifting up the world and shit like that and how he got struck from it. I thought they did that shit extremely well, yo. It was like the first time I seen that nigga Keanu Reeves the whole movie really show me like a range of like human emotion, yo. Because up to then he was just a wild ass like junkie type, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think Luno, I think that goes into like you were saying the character progression. Because like we said, at the very beginning of the movie, we know in the first 5 minutes he's a fucking loser. This nigga's a clown. And I think as the movie went along, like obviously we start to see some little changes here and there. But by the end of the movie, you can see he's a completely different person than he was when he first started the movie.
Hey, Trey, I know me and you the only ones on the podcast with kids and shit. So like, I know before, you know, when you first seen this shit, the few times that you've seen it, before having kids, I know it felt one way, but like for me, after, like I've only seen this twice, once when I was young and once like with this shit, and I know that scene hit so much harder with the shooting and the funeral, especially the funeral, and it hit even harder with having kids. Like, did you feel that at all?
For me, a big part of it was definitely thinking about, like, I think I felt it when Jefferson was walking home. I was thinking about, like, you know, like I send my kid to baseball practice, he know his way home, I expect him to get home safe type shit. I couldn't imagine being called up to the hospital because my kid got jumped outside coming home from practice. I think that was the first thing. That was the first time I thought about like how dangerous it is just to exist outside sometimes.
Right.
It's like I definitely feel it on like him dying, but even before that, just thinking like, damn, bro, like he was literally asking for an adult's attention, like adult's help. Somebody you left your kid with expecting to care. You feel me? Like, now granted, he hadn't met the coach. I mean, the mom hadn't met the coach yet. Before that, you know, she actually met him at the hospital. But it's like, if I send my kid to, like, they obviously played on this team last year, right? So if I send my kid to baseball practice on the same team he's been playing for with the same kids he's been playing with, same practices he's been coming home from, you probably get in that routine. Then just to think that, like, on this day, some new coach who's just shit deep in debt and couldn't give a fuck less about my kid, let him walk home in the middle of the night and he got beat up, you know, and got stomped out and shit outside my house. Like, that was the first time I thought, like, God damn, you never really know how much another motherfucker's own personal battles can affect your personal life. Like, that nigga who I've never met is in debt to people I'll never meet. And that is a direct correlation between my son getting stumped out today. Yeah, like, that's fucking crazy. Yeah.
So I didn't even think about, like, we got a fade right there in the hospital, bro. Like, your bad decisions that got my son beat the fuck up, bro.
You don't really know what he's going through, but as a viewer, like, I know that, like, he is in a hellhole and his mind is nowhere near the safety of bitch Jefferson Albert Tibbs. You feel me? Like, he couldn't give a fuck less about this little nigga.
Why did you say bitch like that was his first name?
I said Jefferson. What?
You said bitch Jefferson something too.
Bro, let him fit. Go ahead, Dre.
It's on footage.
But yeah, it's just that like in that moment, like nigga, as a coach, he not a coach, bro. He a nigga in debt and he trying to find his way out. He don't care if that little dude make it say he barely remember his name. He didn't. At first he called him Albert, which was technically not wrong.
His middle name, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, like he don't know a goddamn thing about him and don't care to. He know that he owes niggas $12,000 and he could get his legs broke this week. So it's just like you got to find your own way home. Like my money just pulled up. I got to go save my own life. So it's just like you never really know like how much some shit that has nothing to do with you can ultimately turn out to affect like you directly. So seeing him get jumped on his way home was the first time I made that connection. Like, damn, as a parent, I never really know like what's going on outside my house.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I say, for me, like I don't got kids, so I didn't look at it from that perspective. But for me, like I get what Luno said about the funeral scene, and obviously when we see G Baby got shot. But to me, I think the most powerful part of it was when he got shot and we see him there with the bullet in him. For me, it was the brother, bro. The shit the brother was saying when that shit happened.
Yeah,
bro. Like, we just gonna wait till somebody comes.
Yeah, he looked down and he know his brother dead. His brother's not responding. And he's saying it's gonna be okay. We just gonna wait for somebody. We're gonna wait till somebody come. Like that shit is crazy. Like he holding his brother in his arms and he know this nigga dead. And he's still saying like shit gonna be okay. We're gonna wait for somebody.
To be hopeful, yeah.
Yeah, like that shit was crazy.
What's his alternative though? You know what I'm saying? Like other than sit here and wait with him.
I'm not gonna lie, Trey. I feel like I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the more common response would be for just like I feel like a nigga might break down like right there or just some other type of shit. Not what he did.
Yeah,
I think what he did. Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like it's just like it's so like real, and in that moment, like and like he walked around to the other side because he know they in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like oh shit, right. And then like you gotta think like they just can't. He just seen them niggas come out the building, and like he watched them niggas get into the shootout. Like I'm scared to move still. You know what I'm saying? Like my little brother just got shot, but it's also like, is it even okay to move?
Right.
Like these
it's
niggas was just like.
But Trey, I think
type shit.
I agree, and I think what he was saying, like it's really like you said, Roos. It was only like 2 lines he was saying, but them bitches was like that shit was powerful to me.
Yeah, I think it's just like, man, it's gonna be okay. Like we just wait on somebody. It's gonna be okay. Like, cause like you got to tell yourself that, cause in that moment, like nigga, I'm 10, bro. Like my little brother is dying in my arms.
Yeah,
like,
Trey, I think what it is that like you said, he know his brother is dead. And he's saying it's gonna be okay when he knows it's not okay, but he's still saying that shit.
You have to say it because like you can't like you're not even in no place to accept it, right? Like
you're
niggas
a kid,
was just shooting, like he just got shot, and you don't even know like if them niggas done or like you're so used to it, you knew as soon as you saw them niggas, all right, let's go around back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he said it.
He said they waiting to cap somebody.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, that's exactly like we gotta go around back. Like, what's going on? Like probably waiting on somebody inside, wait for me, She's like, we just gonna wait out here. Like, so boom, they run past him, blah, like the shots ringing out. He's like, all right, they gone, it's over. G, wake up.
Hey, them niggas ain't hit shit else but G Baby, nigga. They
didn't
hit nothing else.
Like,
nobody else out there got hit.
Other direction, bro. Like them niggas shot into the street and hit G Baby.
Yeah, definitely the other direction. Like I'm gonna be honest, G Baby wasn't nowhere near them niggas they was aiming at.
Like, niggas, that's like if Kofi was shooting. Like, how you hit G Baby, nigga? He right, like
right. Them niggas on the other side of the wall, bro. Them other niggas just ran out the building over there, nigga. Like they not close for real.
Shot in the direction away from y'all and hit G Baby.
This nigga aim was ass.
Yeah, you niggas shotgun too. Them hoes spread. How the fuck they hit one nigga?
It was a good 6-7 other niggas out there that wasn't next to G-Baby.
But yeah,
bro, and none of them niggas got even hit like close to getting hit.
One bullet in him. It's a shotgun. That hoe would have told G Baby's whole chest up, nigga.
Especially as close to the nigga actually was.
One bullet hit this nigga.
That nigga G Baby should have been a jersey at the end of that shootout.
Yeah, Swiss cheese, nigga.
But yeah, I think realistically, just like the difference that it made, like that's really one of the most iconic death scenes from like our childhood. Anyway.
For sure.
And I think it's immortalized because of that, right? It's like, and then you got to think like the toll that it takes on Kofi. Like, nigga, my little brother just died in my arms coming back from baseball. And like then you put all of that like together, right?
Like put yourself in them shoes. Like, can any of y'all imagine that? Like
think about
I can't imagine being 10 years old, my brother die in my arms, and then a week later I go play baseball again.
But like, check it out though. Like, think about each kid, right? Like Jefferson on his way home from practice gets jumped and put in the hospital by some older kids, completely random. Then Andre, like, bro, walk me home, please, because if you think about the symbolism, he used to walk home with Michael B. Jordan character,
right?
And he not on the team no more, so he's like, bro, I'm not used to walking home by myself. Could you come with me, please? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So it's like now he like, then he get up there. It's like, why everybody sit on the floor? Like, avoid the window. It's like, why, nigga, bullets,
ducking bullets.
It's like he's not even like he's not surprised. Like telling like, bro, that you can get.
He
shot.
know what it is. Like he come from that. He
knows
exactly.
And they somewhat comfortable in it at times because even when before Michael B. Jordan's character leaves the team, they're walking home, him and Andre, and somebody rang off shots, and they're like,
they named the gun
9mm.
Like
they so used to this shit.
And then G Baby and Kofi walking home, and G Baby gets shot. Like, look how much violence they face on a consistent basis. Like all of them, like it's like, nigga, you got Michael B. Jordan, Jamal on one end of it, G Baby obviously on the other end of it. Andre, like, nigga, we got to sit on the floor because shots could ring out at any second. Jefferson, like, could you please come home with me, nigga? Like, cause I'm in danger. I know I'm in danger, and sure enough, so it's just like, it's real that 10-year-olds in the inner city was aware of just how violent and vicious like real life is. It's like
and they kind of put the the depiction of Chicago gang culture in there too, because there was a scene where they specifically was talking about like the GDs and shit. I don't remember exactly what scene it was, but I remember hearing them talk about the disciples and shit. And then you see them niggas like when Jamal is out there with him, like I was like the nigga started banging when he left the team type shit. But I think they made G Baby a real likable character, and they kept putting him on screen for everybody. And I think the reason that they did that was so that they can use this death scene to kind of like draw the emotion from the audience type shit.
They drew emotion from me, bro. I tell you,
for sure. Because I mean, like they made him likable, and then if nothing else, they really put the nail in the coffin when at the funeral they replay his like the last.
The
and
game.
Like they
did that
was talking
perfect,
about, like,
bro.
They really did create that moment, and they really built that enthusiasm for that emotional like tear at the end. It's just like he lifted us all in that moment. He lifted the world in that moment, and I think, if I became a better person, if only for that one particular moment. And it's like it's crazy that he's gone now. So it's like, and that's kind of just to cover up the funeral scene. The mom speaks. Coach go up there and speak, and he says some really, really like great shit, and really kind of culminates the entire events of what has been going
Trey,
on. Yeah.
We didn't really say much about like the pacing and how this movie was put together and shit. But I think that was probably genius for them to do. Like we see when not Albert, that's his middle name, Jefferson. When Jefferson can't go in the game because he wheezing, and he like, all right, G Baby, you in, and we see G Baby go in. Yeah, they don't even show us that scene, and they did that for the particular reason to incorporate that in the funeral where he was talking about it, and then they show us what happened, and G Baby hit the ball and they won. I think that shit was probably genius for them to do it like that. Because like a regular story would have just showed us straight through. Like he goes in the game, he hits the ball.
So like our first time experiencing that moment is at the sadness of the funeral.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, that culminates perfectly. So then the funeral ends. Coach walks outside, and he's greeted by one of the moms of the team, and she was like, "Hey, it's some people that want to talk to you about the game or about the baseball team." He was like, "That's it. Without G Baby, there ain't no team." She's like, "That's exactly what they want to talk to you about." So then he goes to the building over, and in the basketball gymnasium type shit, he goes to meet the people that want to talk to him about the team. Coincidentally, it is the Cucumbers. The rest of the baseball team has gathered together because they want to talk to Coach. She's like, "Hey, we know G Baby's gone, but we still in the ship, and we want to dedicate like the last game to him," type shit. And Coach is like, like this is where it all comes full circle for him, like the impact he's made on them kids, the relationship that he's bonded out like with them and shit like that. And he immediately is like taken aback, and he's like, let's do it, like let's fucking do it. Like I'm committed. I'm with y'all. I'm y'all coach type shit. So fast forward, they get to game day, championship day, and they gathered up, and he breaks out. a little huddle for him, right? And they kind of lining up, getting ready to go into their last game. And then he's like, "Hey, I want y'all to know that what we did this year was real. We bonded together. We put, we shocked the world pretty much."
We interrupt this program to bring you. Hey, Trey, read the comment.
Oh shit! I ain't got my phone in my hand.
Oh, my bad. I got it. TCOBL lifestyle. That's Pool's partner. I don't know his name.
I seen that shit. I seen that shit years ago, bro. I just ain't seen that shit in fucking 15, 16 years, bro.
I ain't even read it like that. I thought he was saying he ain't never see it.
Oh, you never saw that shit? Well, what you saying?
I don't know.
Your ass still here, nigga?
We got 4 viewers, man. It gotta be.
Let us know what you saying. You asking if I never seen it or if you never seen it.
Hardball.
This our we hit our we tied for the highest thing again. Remember we had 4 and niggas went crazy.
Oh, we got 4 viewers.
Yeah, I was gonna clip that shit, bro. Y'all niggas was funny as.
Oh my, we made it, bro. We finally fucking made it.
We lit.
Kind of tie that shit together.
This is the second time you niggas did that. Pools and Roots. I don't know if you was there, Trey. Somebody was.
I seen that shit back in the day, bro. But you know what I'm saying, it's a rewatch, nigga. Grown men watching it a different perspective. You feel me?
But yeah, so just to kind of tie it together, so he gathers them all up, tell them like, "Hey, it's been real. We did a lot. We shocked the world. They never thought that we'd be here. But sad to say, with no Jamal, no G Baby, no Kofi, we just don't have enough players to fill the team. We was already short, and G Baby passed away. Kofi ain't gonna come. He mourning his little brother. So they kind of hang their heads like, damn, man, we came all this way, but we ain't gonna be able to do it. And of course, right on plot armor fashion. Kofi and his mom walk up like, man, here comes one more last emotional scene. Like he goes like, he was my brother. He loved to watch us play. He watching us right now. We gonna play today.
Hey, Trey, I think part of it might be plot armor, and then part of it, I feel like, well, maybe because especially since they're trying to dedicate it to G Baby. Like maybe I can see like some realism in it. I don't know, because somebody else said like if your little brother died, baseball probably not gonna be on your mind.
Not the couple days after the funeral, but I mean, I don't know. It's also like maybe I would want to dedicate this to my little brother because this is
he would want us to do this shit.
He would want us to do this, and he would want to be out here too, type shit. Like that was all he wanted to do was play with us. Pause.
Facts. Pools, we had 5, nigga.
Definitely want to dedicate it to him. So he actually put these arm sleeves on everybody that have G Baby's number on the sleeve as like.
I thought that was so fucking fire.
That's fire. Yeah, that was fire.
That was pretty dope. So now they got their full 9-man roster, and they go out there. They play the championship game, and
win that bitch.
In fashion, they actually come out on top. The fucking underdog Cucumbers are your champions.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. What y'all think about how they did that? Because they didn't actually show us the game or nothing like that.
We didn't.
I feel like we didn't need it after the funeral and G Baby dying and all that stuff to build it up. Just go ahead and cut to them winning and let's get out of here.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I meant that scene because they had like some music playing and they like little pictures.
I think that was good enough because like we get to know that they did go out there and win the game for them. And that's enough for us. Like we didn't need to watch them have like another emotional celebration. Like, yeah, we did win it.
Right.
I think it was dope enough to just like, they going out there and they finna play for him, and then they fast forward a little bit. It's like, damn, they won that bitch for G-Bay. That's what's up, man. We get to leave on that. So I think that was pretty dope. But yeah, that pretty much brings the movie to an end.
Wasn't they playing R. Kelly on that scene too?
Yeah, that's where the storm is over.
Yeah, it was. This how I would have wrote that shit, Slim. I would have had my nigga G-Baby die, all that shit. They you know what I'm saying, come together and shit. Niggas get to the championship. I would have had them bitch ass niggas lose though. Then,
why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Now all you niggas can go back to hustling and drug dealing like you really finna do.
What the fuck?
That's what's really about to happen to you niggas.
Hey, what type of Dave Clone Tyrone shit is this?
I'm giving them the real, nigga. All y'all finna be little Michael B. Jordans, nigga. We ain't forget.
Successful, bro. Successful?
Yeah, I'm gonna give them the real story, nigga. Tell them what really happened. Them niggas ain't win, nigga.
Crazy.
Them niggas got smoked.
Tripping.
Niggas got smoked and went back to the hood, nigga.
I'm gonna give it a buck, Pools. Them niggas ain't got smoked in a long time, though.
Don't matter. They took that nigga headphones. That shit plot armor, bro.
They took him back.
It's over.
They started singing the song now.
Them niggas went to like state. Them niggas in them other states ain't bullshit. Them niggas mean that shit. Them niggas for real with that baseball shit. Y'all niggas got a nigga who got a gambling problem. This nigga out of here.
But that was the old.
So you saying the ending was very much like fairy tale.
Unrealistic.
Yeah, they won too much. I would have kept it, and I would have had one of them niggas like go to college and become that nigga. But everybody else, you in the street still, nigga.
Well, yeah, that is, and that usually. So when I think of shit like this, I think a lot about like Gridiron Gang and shit like that. So like at the end of Gridiron Gang, they have like the pictures in the credits where they show you this character ended up doing this, and out of like the 12 of them that they showed, almost half of them went back to doing some bullshit, or they wasn't successful in the league, so they ended up doing something else. But that was actually more realistic than what this was. So I
don't agree. I don't agree with y'all because I think Puo said it earlier, or somebody said it earlier about how he didn't really change nothing. They just played baseball, and it was Trey. Trey said it earlier, like how he didn't really change anything. And so the reason I don't agree with what Puos is saying is because all these niggas did was win the championship. It ain't like this changed their life.
How many championships you won before?
What I'm saying, I probably won a few in my day. But
name 2 of them right now.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I bet you can't.
I was really speculating.
You saying Kevin?
Yeah, that shit didn't really happen. That nigga just said
I was speculating, and I was talking about in basketball, not football.
I know you was ass. I know you was ass.
Nigga said
I know.
But look though, back to my original point, man. I'm thinking from the perspective of like they go back to their regular lives after this championship. These niggas did not just become successful because they won the championship.
You don't know what they did after the. You don't know what happened after the championship.
I do know what happened after the championship.
No, you don't.
What else could happen? There's nothing else that could happen,
bro. They could have fucking continued.
Andre went back to the. Huh?
They could have continued playing baseball, or some of them niggas could have made it to the. You don't know what happened,
my brother. If they continue playing baseball, they 9 years old, Puos. You can't get to the league at 10.
This is what you don't understand. All these niggas in the league right now, they've been winning championships since they was kids, since they was 9. What I'm telling you is by them winning this championship at 9 years old, nigga, after the season, they went back to their regular lives. They've been living that life though. They got a next season and the season after that, bro.
Yeah, but you only talking baseball season. Like you talking like these niggas did some immaculate shit in their life. Like
name your championships right now. Name your shit right now. Name your championships right now.
You missing my point. I'm not saying the championship not a big deal.
I don't think he give a fuck about your point. I think he wouldn't know what.
I think
he talking like they did nothing. Like nigga, that's a big deal.
That's not what I'm
bro.
saying. I think you literally missing what I'm saying. So KT, I've won a lot. What? I see what you're saying. Don't worry about it. Damn, now Slim. I get it. But look, what I'm saying, Pools, is I'm not saying they didn't do anything by winning the championship. They did. What I'm saying is, you saying you would have had them go back to drug dealing and being in the street, living in the project. I'm saying after the baseball season, they probably still did that.
Nah,
them winning the championship didn't change that.
Now, bro, they heads on the better. Like they
was already clicked up. These niggas was already friends.
Nah,
they already friends. But at the same time, you gotta hold on. You gotta also introduce the fact that around this time, the project still had somewhat of a reverence for athletes. They wouldn't let athletes just be out with them and shit. Like, nah, bro, you got practice tomorrow. You got to go home. We about to be on some fuck shit.
These niggas 10, they 9.
Bro. Yeah, and even more so for 10 and 9 year olds. They wasn't letting kids be out in the street like that unless they was really, really trying to be about that shit.
I'm gonna keep
like,
it
nah,
buck,
bro. Take your little ass home, bro. Your mom not about to be cussing me out because you out here with me and shit.
What I'm saying is, Roots, that this is a baseball season. Once baseball season ends, there's nothing else to do but go back to your regular life until next season.
Play no other sports or something, like you don't know.
Come on, bro, you just speculating shit now.
I'm saying,
what nigga only played one sport? Like nigga, if you played football, you probably ran track or basketball too, bro. That's how shit goes.
But you speculating shit that's not in the script. We talking about what's in the script.
So what you speculate? You speculating the same thing, bro.
No, I'm telling you that nothing changed. I'm telling you they probably went back to their everyday life. Right?
You don't know if they school got sponsors. You don't know they want a whole chain. You don't know shit.
Come on, bro.
I'm telling you what happened in real life when.
And I'm telling you that this movie don't tell us nothing like that. So I mean, we can imagine a bunch of shit. Like Sammy Sosa was in the movie. Yeah, he came to the kid.
And
He
you
came to
imagine
school and
them
gave
going
somebody
back
an
to the
NIL.
hood and not doing shit with their life for a whole
Because
year.
they was already in the hood. They never moved out the hood. They just went and played baseball.
Hey, send them niggas to the streets, man. Go thug it out,
They
man.
already in the streets. That's literally what I'm saying, though. They already in the streets.
They lost the game, man. They fuck all that shit. They didn't redeem G baby. They lost. That nigga died, and they got depressed and went back to the streets.
KTL said Pujols hate seeing people happy. And Augustine said bruh got dropped from the team and got picked up first round draft pick to the streets.
Fact. That is a fact. That nigga, it was like a week later. That nigga was out there getting initiated.
That nigga was pissed. Like he ran off crying. First of all, I don't believe you, little nigga. You just ran off crying.
I don't believe you.
That nigga said you can't play, and you ran off crying, nigga. He didn't even speak to his home. Like his homeboy was speaking to him. He didn't even say shit to that nigga, man.
He don't fuck with that nigga.
He do fuck with that nigga.
No, he don't.
He don't fuck with him now. He fuck with the disciples now, nigga.
That's the nigga that he was walking home with.
I ain't walking home with this nigga no more, nigga.
That's because you can't play baseball.
That nigga pissed because I'm 2 weeks too old for the baseball. Nigga. Now I'm your op and shit, bro. Get out of here.
But he really ran home crying. Like
I'm old as fuck, nigga. I'm finna join the GDs, nigga.
You only play baseball. He started crying and got a gun.
Hey man, 2 weeks.
Nigga got a gun, joined up with Folk Nation, said fuck all this baseball.
I just saw you crying last week because you couldn't play baseball. Now you a gangster.
This what y'all don't know. I did my little research. Now Slim be doing this shit. He the one who said G baby up. I looked it up. It was him. He said G baby up. Y'all
G baby didn't get set up, bro.
He did. It looked like he did.
He was in the wrong
place. That's how cold that nigga
is,
though.
That's how cold he is. You said this nigga set up an 8-year-old. That's what you said?
Yeah. Shotgun bullet spread. Nigga had one shot. That ain't no accident.
I kind of believe it because somebody had to turn around and shoot that nigga. It wasn't no shots.
It was the nigga.
Yeah. That's why he told me to go around back. Hey, go around back and blow that little nigga down.
He said a 10-year-old out here talking about Larry. Yeah, he was 10.
Nigga shoot the little nigga.
Nigga said on
GD. He's talking about Michael. He's talking about Michael B. Jordan.
On GD, these niggas getting blown down on GD.
That nigga definitely joined the disciples.
Nigga, Michael B. Jordan, nigga.
Hey, Pujols, y'all had a well-structured podcast yesterday, man.
Yeah, this shit off the rails.
KTL, the jokes is back, nigga. The jokes is back, KTL. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Should have been here today.
We had like an hour 30 though, man. What y'all gonna do with these rankings? We ready?
Let's go ahead and get these shits out the way,
bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, bet. I guess I'll take it over. This is my movie. So I think the definitely
good.
I feel like niggas did get to see it through adult eyes, and I think that was ultimately the goal for me. I still like it, man. It's the acting I'm a little bit more critical of just as an adult, but all in all, it's authentic to me from like a standpoint of just like looking at it and seeing like this is what inner city black kids were going through. This is what a junkie and a gambling addict was probably going through. This is what like a teacher who's the only teacher in these kids' lives is probably going through. So like from every end of the spectrum, I feel it's believable. It's authentic. This is what life is probably like for somebody in that time, in that place. So for that, I do have a great appreciation for what was depicted. All in all, through my adult eyes, I still appreciate the movie. So I'm going to give it a 8.3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So overall, it's definitely a good movie, a good vignette on like times in like inner cities and shit like that. Earlier in our country history, I thought that Keanu Reeves was definitely really good in this role. I thought he showed like all of his vices and shit through like the way he acted. I thought that the story was enough to keep my interest. I thought that there's a lot of tension around like his debts and the people chasing after him and him doing something with the team and all this other stuff. Just a lot of feelings of like terror, like not terror, but like, you know, anxiety and shit that they made you feel with like all the different storylines going on. So that was good. I like redemption stories, so I thought this was particularly good in that. I also like some of the emotional throughways. I really feel like this movie definitely kind of flipped the script. Like it had a certain levity, a certain like lightness to it, and then G Baby dies, and it's kind of like, all right, like this is a little bit more serious. Like it's all this wild shit going on in the hood, but then when it happens to you, it hits different, right? So I thought they did that really well as like a device for this movie. So yeah, it's definitely a nice movie. I like the score. There's a lot of like try hip hop classics and stuff, just like Stroner here and there and shit like that. Pretty good acting. Mostly Keanu Reeves carrying though. Everybody else is really here or there for me. It was a good movie. I definitely recommend it. To people who are, I don't know, looking for something about like a comeback story or a rags to riches story. Even though I don't know if bro ever got rich. It's 7.5 for me, man. Good show.
Yeah, man. I've only seen, like I said earlier, I've only seen this movie twice. There was a point in time where I completely stayed away from this movie because of the G Baby scene, just because like realism is cool, but like certain shit, like that shit was too real for me. Like I done seen kid-sized caskets, so that shit really fuck with me. Like, but like just the way that they build that fucking scene up, make it hit so much harder. And that type of shit, I kind of try to stay away from, keep my mind clear, because I got kids and shit. So like, that shit fuck with me. But like watching it all the way through and seeing the kids still push through that afterwards, that kind of balanced it out a little bit for me, which makes this movie a little bit more watchable. For me, that's just a note for me. With them, I think Slim said it earlier. Is like they just put a bunch of kids in this movie and let them be kids. I think that's real too. Like I didn't see anything in this movie from the kids that said that they were trying too hard. It just seemed like they gave them a script, let them read it, and just let them do it however they was gonna do it. And I fuck with that. I feel like it was very authentic with how they was interacting with each other on the field and shit during practice, and talking shit back and forth through the classroom. Like that's all shit that we used to do as kids and shit. So I really fuck with that as well. With the life of an adult and with a terrible gambling habit to the point where niggas is on your top, I feel like they depicted that depicted that as well. Depicted that well as well, or however the fuck I want to say it. But yeah, I actually really fuck with this movie. I didn't realize how big of a scene that the G Baby scene is until watching it again now, and I see why it's always mentioned in different places and different formats. So I actually really fuck with this movie. This is probably one of my favorite characters that I've seen Keanu Reeves play. I feel like he played a gambling addict very well. I feel like he played a person who was open to learning from kids that grew up in a different world from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, they grew up all in the same world. They was just on the other side of it. And I feel like the story of him learning how to be a better person through an experience with these kids, I really fuck with that. And it didn't seem forced. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't seem forced at all. So all that being said, if there's anybody that I know that hasn't watched this movie, I would recommend them watching this movie. I would recommend this movie to anybody. So my rating is going to be a 8.7.
All right, man. When Trey introduced that this is what we was gonna be watching last week, I wasn't too excited. I wasn't too encouraged, because if you niggas know anything about me, I can't stand no niggas and I can't stand no black ass shit. I can't stand none of that black ass shit.
Shit.
But I do, like, you know what I'm saying, watching this as a grown man to see the type of dumb shit Keanu Reeves was doing, like that nigga's a fucking clown. The gambling problems that he was going through back in the day, that's what these niggas going through right now. I know a nigga who nigga won some bread, and that nigga got to pay a band. I know nigga. I've been somebody. That hit home to somebody on here.
That shit hit home like nigga Kofi was out there hitting nigga.
That was fire. That was fire.
You know, I say fire things at times.
That's why you one of them niggas, man.
That's why I gotta pay a band, nigga. Niggas hating.
Pay that motherfucking money, nigga. Mute up, nigga.
Hey, you know what's crazy though? I don't. Hey, listen, I don't bet no more. I haven't bet since I think NBA season, before NBA season ended. So
that's
like,
a fact. I let FanDuel go, man. FanDuel,
yeah. I haven't bet in a long time, so.
You know, maybe if we was watching Hardball like a year and a half ago, we wouldn't have been betting.
Yeah, you wouldn't have become like Connor, bro.
Hey man, watch that nigga fall off the deep end.
Yeah, that shit really make you think. Maybe I shouldn't be putting all this fucking money on Jaylen Brown to get 25 bitch ass points that he averaged. But yeah, though, movie was dope, man. I really like that shit was fire, bro. Bring me back to like this nostalgic. Like I remember that nigga Keanu Reeves actually singing the Big Papa verse. I just remember that when I was a kid, and I was like, ain't that nigga finna sing that shit? And he did. Like, okay, yeah, nigga, mine still work. I ain't too old. I still remember shit. It was dope though, man. I ain't got too much more to say, but don't recommend no more black ass shit anytime soon. In 8.5.
All right, man. So yeah, man, I enjoyed this movie. This is probably my second. Well, I've seen it more, but I don't remember it because it's been a long time since I've seen it. Yeah, I'm gonna say first, I'm gonna give it a 8.2. So let me see what that is. Pulos.
Yeah.
What did you give it?
8.5.
All right, man. Final score is at 8.3.
Fire.
That's dope.
And I got a few things to say about this, man. All right, my bad.
Nigga getting food and shit.
That nigga told him good night. He didn't want to say it back.
Why would I say it back?
That's why you muted up.
That's why you muted up, nigga. You had to mute to tell that nigga good night.
He didn't want to get be heard telling a nigga good night, bro.
I'm gonna give it a buck. You'll never hear me tell a nigga good night, Roots, because I will never tell a nigga good night. I'm gonna be honest.
Nigga had to mute up.
But look, I didn't want to be rude to our viewers, man. You know, I ain't want them to hear
that nigga telling you good night, neither, nigga.
No, I didn't give a fuck about him, but I didn't want them to hear people talking in the background.
They already heard it.
Shit, bro.
Yeah, I mean, shit. It was I couldn't mute.
You caught, nigga.
I couldn't mute.
Don't worry about it. You caught, nigga.
I couldn't mute.
Man. Just you tell niggas good night, bro. It's all good.
I don't tell niggas shit.
What did you mute?
You know who you talking to? Who else? I was muting the whole time. Like I didn't want niggas to hear like people in the background.
You didn't expect that nigga to say good night. You thought he was gonna say
like have a nice night. Or
Let me ask you a question. Did you hear him when he first came on or no?
I heard that nigga say good night.
Yeah, I heard
but did you hear anything before that?
I heard you mute after he said good night, man.
But I'm saying, did you hear? But this is what I'm saying. Did you hear anything before that?
Nah.
That means I was muted when that nigga was talking at first.
Look,
yeah, because you were singing him a lullaby.
Hey, come on, my nigga. Come on, Luno, man. Come on, Luno.
He got that nigga comfortable.
Nah, you did something because most of them niggas would just be like, I'll see you next time. That nigga told you
good night. Crazy.
I gave that nigga a card, bro.
You could have said, all right, bro, or some shit like that. Like, nigga told you good night. You got
yeah, a card, bro.
Credit card, good night.
And they gave me a receipt and said that.
Oh, you gave that nigga, you tipped him $50. Oh, good night.
That nigga was in a good mood.
You put him in a good mood, bro. That nigga was having a rough day, so you tipped that $50.
Why tip them 50, Puos?
You tell me.
Are you gay as hell, nigga?
I'm gay because a nigga told you good night.
Hell nah, y'all niggas gay, nigga.
That nigga wrote something on that receipt.
I'm gonna keep it a butt. That nigga gay too, there, nigga.
Don't let this distract y'all from the fact that this nigga deflected from the championship question and he deflected from why.
What's the championship question?
Nigga, you still ain't named the championships you got, nigga.
I don't know. I said I was
championships, bro.
Yeah, I was when I said that I was assuming. I said that then. Like I might have won
this
some
nigga gets
championships.
no championships and he tells niggas good night, bro.
Well, how many championships you won, first of all?
At least 3. At least 3.
What
2 basketball,
kind?
1 baseball.
What year? What year? What was your locker number? What was your locker number?
This is rec baseball. We didn't have no fucking locker numbers.
Man, hey, Slim, get to your rating. I gotta go, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah. A couple things, man. It ain't really that much though. So obviously, this movie was in 2001, and so this shit debuted. Like it came out, it debuted 3 days after 9/11. So that's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Damn, that is
it's based on a true story. I think there's a book about this.
Apparently.
Yeah, and so this is Michael B. Jordan's first feature film. Like somebody said they didn't remember seeing him in nothing else before. Yeah, I think this was his first feature film. So I think it was a good one for this nigga to be in, even though he wasn't really that important. Like he quit the team, ran off and cried, and then he became a game banger. So salute to him. All the team names is taken after tribes in Africa. That's why
I thought that shit sounded mad African, like what Kakibas and Wasboos and all that shit.
Cucumbers.
What the hell is Kakiba?
Whatever the fuck it was, bro.
Yeah, they had like the Wawas and niggas like that. Or whatever the biggest names was. Yeah, I know, but I couldn't think of the other names, so I just said Wawa.
They even had what's his name?
You never heard Wawa?
He took the second the bet with for the 12K. That nigga was messing up the name, you know what I'm saying? It's like cucumber. What is that?
Hey, like? Pujols, and I already gave my rating, but the last thing is this movie premiered the same weekend as another movie that Diane Lane, she played the love interest, Lynn. Wait, was her name Lynn? I don't remember what her name was.
Up that week.
No, Lynn was in the Saw movie. Yeah, but she played.
Okay, never mind.
She played in a movie called Glass House from 2001. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Sound familiar.
Yeah, Hardball was number 1 and Glass House was number 2. So she was lit. Yeah, she was lit back then. So salute to her, man. But yeah, that's all I got, man. But man. The movie was an 8.3, Pujols.
Good episode, man.
All right, man. Next pick comes from Lordy Lord, man.
Shit, I forgot. Because you know what I'm saying? I'll be giving y'all niggas too many classics, so I'm gonna give y'all another one. A classic in a comedy genre. Like we going, I don't even remember the year. That's just like 08.
I think is it the one you talked about yesterday?
Yes, sir. You got a picture ready? No.
Let me look it up. I'm about to see what year it is.
Probably 2008 or some shit.
2008. Yep.
Y'all niggas was about to watch Jujutsu Kaisen movie, but y'all ain't ready for that. That's too fire for you niggas. I can't get these niggas that, Trey. I know Luno seen it too. I can't get these niggas
that shit too.
They don't know about Ghetto, bro. They don't know about Ghetto.
They don't. And I can't get y'all niggas Hereditary either. Y'all ain't ready for that. I get y'all about
Hereditary fire.
Y'all ain't ready for that though. Niggas ain't ready for their mind to be blown. Pause. So niggas finna get.
I got a picture now, Pujols.
You ready? 2008. The funniest white nigga in the world, nigga. Will Ferrell. Step Brothers. Let's go. Bitch ass niggas. Let's go.
Hey, I just hope you know KTL about the shit all on this movie.
I don't give a fuck.
No, he won't. KTL.
He watched the bitch.
But that's a crazy like running pause. I don't want to say gag, running joke that we say a lot. And I was talking to KTL about that yesterday, I think. But Step Brothers is definitely a KTL type movie, Roots. Like that's one of them white people comedies.
Catalina Wamish, so I fucked it all
Yeah,
up.
we doing KTL dirty. He said,
but they do say that like every week about KTL. They be like KTL would have hated on this.
Nah, I know
every week, nigga.
He don't hate on shit like that. If he would have seen that Earl dying girl shit, that's a one from bro. I know that for a fact.
I don't think KTL hate on shit that much. I think he just be having these times when he hate hard. That's what I think it is, Roots.
He's
you the main character, KTL.
Niggas talking about you still. I think particularly Ready or Not stands out to me. I think one
like the Ready or Not thing.
Yeah, he hold the shit out of Ready or Not for no fucking reason.
He just didn't like it, bro. Like, I mean, I don't get it, but I mean, that's how he feel about it. I ain't upset with him about that. That's just how bro feel. Nah. Cause he picked the Big Lebowski. That's the worst I've seen in it.
me and Trey was talking about that earlier. Like, that's the worst rated movie on the podcast.
Movies,
that shit was ass.
I hate garbage movies.
Yeah, but you picked the Big Lebowski, and that
shit bottom one. I ain't gonna lie to niggas.
Factual.
Easily.
It ain't even close. And he's a bottom 2 character.
I thought Motherfuckers was garbage. I watched that shit 3 more times.
Nigga said he'll watch it 3 more times.
I watch Motherfuckers right now before I turn on
that shit never get no play.
I'm not watching the dude ever again. Fuck out of here.
Dude, pause.
Fuck the dude is crazy.
Whoa! what kind of instructions are those, nigga?
Hey, so the nigga just told you good night. I don't know shit for you.
Hey, Pooh, the jokes are back, KTL.
Let's go.
Hey, it's lit.
Let's go. That's why this shit 2 fucking hours.
It's definitely 2 hours. This is another movie.
Somebody sign us out, man. Trey, try it again. Sign us out, man. Don't say nothing crazy either.
Hey, man, don't tell me what the fuck to do, man.
I ain't say something crazy then. Go ahead.
Now I might send this shit up. I ain't gonna hold
Say something crazy then. Go ahead.
Nah, we lit, man. Real Rap Coalition Podcast. We appreciate all our viewers for pulling up. Tune in next week, man. We got 2008 Step Brothers, man. We out.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe.
That was dope. Shout out my nigga